that way a little bit. I don't know if it'll go much further. You're good.
He's got some room.
You're good. Okay, Brennan, are you recording?
No, that's way better. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And Carlos, you're going to have to do me a favor and introduce us. If I seem a little stressed out, it's because
He is.
I am beyond stressed out. Look, I ain't even been able to turn my neck. I couldn't go to the gym this morning because my neck won't turn. Although throughout the day I've been getting more mobility, but stretching it makes it worse.
You
It's tension.
went to church looking like Batman.
Yeah, I apparently
He
hold
turned his
all
whole
my
body.
stress. I hold all my stress in the tendons in my neck. Right now I can turn my head, but
Did you work out today?
hell no. I took off because I was not going in there with a straight Batman stiff neck and not be able to do the exercises. It was awful.
Oh, it was so funny at church every time he tried talking to me.
If
He
I wake
couldn't
up,
lean over and whisper. He was like, hey, man.
it's so
good.
Whole
miserable.
body turn.
It's so miserable. Yeah, I've been under a lot of stress. So, and now I'm stressed because this stupid ass. I'm hearing some kind of signal in the audio, and I cannot find it. There's
alien
If
disclosure,
you can
like
see the
Brennan
chaos that is this studio, there's a million cables running under carpets, and yeah. So some technical difficulties. If you hear some things that are annoying to you, well, trust me, it's very annoying to me.
The beauty of editing is that
I don't know if I can edit it out. I'm going to do my
can,
best. You can't. When somebody says something meaningful and I hear over the top, what am I going to do?
you're going to say, be gone, Satan.
I'll just pause you and say, hold on, let's go back, do that again.
Oh, man. It's a lot of pressure.
It's no shit. I'm going to unhook everything and start over.
Here goes another
So are
obsession.
you recording right now?
Yeah, we're
we
recording.
just
This is
let
the
it
way we
go.
start
No,
every
you're
show
good.
in chaos.
we
So
start
the
like
guest.
this. You're good.
No. Brennan's probably
Like,
not
I'll
even looking at you.
introduce you, but we like to get some like
Yeah,
okay.
I
raw
always
footage.
start off this
Oh,
way.
and
It's,
he can edit everything.
Yeah.
He can take
honestly,
it
it'll
Some
probably
of those
be
that
in there.
you've seen were way longer and had crazy stuff. Like
I gotcha.
I start off every
He's the
podcast
master.
this
You're
way.
just loosening up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm loosening you guys up because people. If I say okay, we're rolling, people do this. But if we're 3 minutes in, right there, do you hear it? If we're
It's like saying action.
3 minutes in, nobody will. Like, oh shit, we're doing this, and then,
Yeah.
This is an exercise in patience and in discipline. I believe in you. Smile through it, baby.
I am
Smile
a
through it.
perfectionist,
Yeah, I know.
and audio is my
There's only
biggest
one.
weakness. It's just doing it. You can't hear it. Do you want to hear it?
No, because then I'll ghost hear it in my head.
What do I do, Brennan?
That's why I don't wear those
Should I
headphones.
just breathe? No, I have to wear them.
I know you do. I'm saying that's why I don't.
It's intermittent, and that's a maintenance man's worst nightmare. Is a
What's
problem
it sound
that comes
different
and
with the
goes.
headphones on? Like you're getting.
I'm hearing the output of what everyone else is going to hear, and so what I'm hearing, it'll be on the video. There's no way to hide that.
Can AI clean it though? You think you can? I mean,
Well,
you are
maybe
the
for you
master.
guys, but when I hear it, it's like words won't come out. So you guys will never know, and yeah, I'll just fucking figure it out. I guess I apologize. This has never happened before, has it?
It's all good. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sitting. I'm lost in the sauce.
He's gonna be as chill as can be. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Okay,
You're
well,
good to
like I
follow.
said, if I have audio issues, I'm sorry. Carlos, would you do me a favor and introduce John? Right?
Yep.
That's
John.
right.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, by the way, John.
Nice to meet you.
I just literally met him 3 minutes ago, and he
Yeah.
has seen the worst of me already.
It's all good.
He's seen worse.
Okay, good.
This is Jonathan Wiggins, good friend of mine now. We both graduated the veterans, Rutherford County Veterans Treatment Program. He was in it, a year and some change before me?
Yeah.
It was
2020, the end of 2020 to middle of 2022.
Yeah,
2 years.
he had a heavy veteranship in there.
That's a
but
long time.
You'll understand why once he gets to his story,
Sure.
because we are talking Netflix level story.
Am I going to cry?
This is so good. No, but your
I might.
Okay, you can
There's
cry.
some parts that are pretty rough.
your jaw may drop some.
Well, let's
But,
jump into it.
When he was getting ready to graduate as I was swearing in and coming in, so he was one of those final products I got to see,
Yeah.
and then we stayed connected because he got his peer support specialist, which I ended up doing partially with his encouragement, and now he works for the VA.
That's cool.
And works with veterans. And I mean, sometimes I say it's work because he does some fishing and some
we got
some
a fishing
fun
group on Friday.
A fishing group.
It's pretty straight.
That he has a lot of fun with. But welcome. Thank you for being here, brother.
Appreciate it. Y'all let me be here. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
First podcast ever, so it's
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, you're doing great so far.
Yeah. Just chilling.
Fit
man.
right in.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the more relaxed guests I've ever seen. So
Yeah, I'm pretty relaxed right now.
yeah, good.
Lot of cameras on me. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a good
They
sign that
fade away,
Carlos.
don't worry.
Yeah.
That's a good sign that Carlos is doing our job.
Yeah, there you go.
And you must have a lot of trust in Carlos.
Yeah, I trust him.
Good. Me
So
too.
this would you trust us with the beginning of your story? Because I want to jump in. It is so crazy.
It's golly, it's a long story.
Tell it.
It's okay.
I don't know where to start from.
The beginning.
Yeah. What got you into the veterans program? What were you doing? As much as you're willing to share, of course. You can, and feel free to say anything, because if there's something you regret, we can take it out.
Yeah, you got to give me a pause and a place to go back
Yeah.
to, but I can edit that out.
I'll start. I guess I'll start. It's so much chaos, man. So many years. There's so much that's happened from 2000 2026. I'm getting old, man. I turned 45 this year. I don't know. I guess I'll start really when I first started getting in trouble. You know, I had DUI, whatever. You know, that's not trouble to me, you know, compared to what I got. But I had a DUI in Alabama, 2008, you know, whatever. But 2012 in Murfreesboro is when I caught my first felony. Was with my best friend, still my best friend today. Shout out Jeremy Hicks. He lives right down the street from me. But anyways, we're behind. It used to be. Is it still Whiskey Dick's?
Whiskey Dicks. Yeah. They moved though.
When it was on the square or right off the square, right there.
Oh,
off Main
now
Street.
it's oh my God.
what's
That's called Happy's.
Happy.
Happy's,
Yes.
yeah. But we were stupid. We were behind there. I used to have a convertible Mustang, and you know, it's like 1 a.m. We just got done selling a bunch of, probably, you know, a pound of weed, had a bunch of cocaine, bunch of Roxys, and so we're down to like the last couple Roxys, which is oxycodone. 2012, it was still real big with the whole pill epidemic and all that. You know, this is before the town of Murfreesboro switched from the pills to the heroin. I kind of know like the trends that happen around here. But anyways, I'm selling a gram of cocaine to a dude. You know, never really been in trouble. So right when I'm selling it to him, I used to tie the baggies real tight. So I've already sold it to him. He gives me the money. He's like, hey, man, I can't get this untied. And we're right there on the square, dude. It's like 12:30 at night. I'm like, man, give it to me so I can untie it for him because I tied it real tight. Next thing I know, he's like, 5050. I'm like, oh my gosh. And there's a cop pulling in. So I'll just drop it on the ground by this other vehicle that's not ours. Nobody's in that vehicle. My buddy's still sitting in the car, and I ain't trying to spill his business out. It's my boy, but he's already been in some trouble before. He's already done some time, multiple felonies. So the cop pulls up. He's like, what are y'all doing? I was like, man, we're just walking in the, you know, and what's it called?
It's a Happy's.
Happy's. Anyways, he's shining the flashlight and he sees that dope on the ground, and he's like, who's this? And, you know, my saying was, I'm not going to snitch on anybody. I just said, man, I don't know whose it is, but I know it ain't mine. You know, and I was telling the dude, like, say the same thing. He can't, you know, it's on the ground under another vehicle. Anyways, the dude, I ain't going to say his name, ended up saying I sold it to him, whatever. I go to jail, get a felony. And it was actually my boy's dope. I was, you know, selling it to somebody I knew, but I was like, man, I'll take the charge because you're my best friend. I don't want you to get in any more trouble. Just bomb me out of jail. So that was the first time in 940, you know, the big jail. I get out in 36 minutes. I'm in there. I go to the holding cell, dude. I'm in and out. I'm like, oh, this ain't nothing. I won't go back to selling dope. And so anyways, you know, I went back out there, you know, and just kept acting a fool. I had court coming up. So it was my first felony. I got a couple months later, I finally settled out, had a lawyer. I got a 3-year state probation, but pretrial diversion. So you complete the 3 years, we'll take it off your record, you know, like we'll get rid of it, expungement, whatever. So this whole time I'm on probation, I'm still, you know, I'm living in Antioch at the time. Every time I get in trouble is in Murfreesboro. I always did all this bad stuff in Antioch, man. I never one time went to Harding. I never got arrested in Nashville, but every time I'd come up, because I'm from here. Mm-hmm. So I'd come here to kind of serve most of the people where they would come up there. But every time I crossed that county line, it's like Murfreesboro has a lot of police, man.
Yeah.
And I used to hate them. I'm cool with them now. It's, hey, man, I pretty, they do a lot,
Yeah.
a lot of good. I don't really hate cops anymore, but
On a different side of it now.
different side. And at the time, I was with my ex, my daughter's mom. I'm not going to say her name in case she watches this. I want to throw out everybody that knows me that sees this knows who it is, know who it is. But man, I was almost done those 3 years. I'm still doing drugs, selling drugs, living chaotic life, but I'm skimming by, probation. I'm maintaining, and so it was like I had like a month or two left of this state probation, and my daughter's mom had robbed me for like $900 something, and I had a truck, and at the time I lost my apartment because of pills, whatever, her and me wanted, it was just, anyways, I got pills instead of paying my rent. So I literally lose my apartment off the square, and she takes all this money. And at the time I was like, I'm living out of my Chevy Silverado. So she takes this money and I snap on her. I'm like, I didn't know what else to do because she was a girl. So I'm not going to hit her, but I was like, man, and I'm not going to lie. I called the cops and we went to her house. I said, look, I don't want to arrest her. I just want my money. She took my money. Just get my money. Don't arrest her. And they literally went to her mama's house and she gave the cop the money. They wrote a police report. I said, I don't want to file any charge. I just want my money back because I'm technically homeless. I have no money. So I had the police report, got the money anyways. Like a couple hours later, I was so psychotic. I picked her up, after that. And I'm still mad. I don't know why I picked her up. I was in love or whatever at the time. But I'm cussing her out, man, and this and that, and I was so pissed off. I was like, man, I'm gonna just take you out to the country and just leave you there. Just drive like 20 miles outside of Murfreesboro, just leave you there. I'll feel better.
How romantic.
Yeah. Anyways, we pull in Chelsea Place apartments over there by sorry about that, by off Middle Tennessee. And when I'm pulling in a parking spot, I'm going about 5 miles an hour, and she steps out and scrapes her knee, and I get out to help her, because I'm mad. I'm dropping her off right there at Chelsea Place. You're still in town. You can get home pretty quick, call somebody, whatever. So I get out to help her, and she starts yelling, like, kidnap, kidnap. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. So I get in my truck and I leave. Later, I didn't know she filed and said I threw her out of my truck going 40 miles an hour. So I didn't know it at the time. I'm about to finish the original 3 years from the cocaine charge. Now I got a warrant out for aggravated assault. I don't even know though. I'm still messing with her. I pick her up later that night, probably the next day, because I'm in love with her. And so I'm still messing with her. Not even, I'm clueless. I got this warrant out for me. I'm almost done with probation for these 3 years. I've gotten away with it. And so like 2 weeks later, I'm at my buddy, rest in peace, Chris Knowles. We're at his house, right down the street from where I got the charge from her. But we're at his house, my daughter's mom and Chris Knowles, and we're going to go get some dope up in Nashville, some heroin. And so while we're sitting there, Chris, I didn't know at the time, had like 7 felony warrants. So they had narcotics detectives over there. It used to be Roses over there behind Hardy's off Middle Tennessee, like Dirt Cheap and all that. So they're sitting over there waiting on him. As soon as I pull out his driveway, boom, like it was probably, I don't know, 5 or 7 undercover cop cars just blocked me in his driveway. They snatch him up. So after they snatch him up, I still don't know I have a warrant. They're like, hey, can we see your ID? And at this time, I was like, for what? I was like, he's the one who wanted you. We're just, Ron, I haven't done nothing wrong. And so they finally get my ID from me, and they're like, man, you got a felony warrant for aggravated assault. I'm like, what? And I had no idea how I even got it. I was like, I haven't been in a fight. What's going on, man? So anyways, long story short, I go to jail. This is 2015. I go to jail. I do 6 months. And so with the new charge, that takes away my original deal of the expungement and the pretrial diversion. Now I got another felony, and they're like 3 to 6. I get another lawyer. So they're like, look, man, we're just going to run this in with the 3 years and make you restart that whole 3 years over. And so they dropped it down to a domestic. You know what I mean? I restarted the 3 years. So boom, I get back out. I haven't suffered enough. I'm like, man, 6 months really ain't nothing. I'm going to get back out here and do some more dope and sell some more, live this rock style. It was, man, the hustling. I wasn't the biggest dope dealer by any means. It was just it was really, man, the power, the pleasure, the women, the money, always busy, phone going off, just, you felt important, it's like, man, it's just nonstop, 24 hours a day. I mean, I didn't even want to sleep. I just wanted to, where's everybody at? You're in that circle and everybody's just, man, it was just chaotic, but I was addicted to the chaos, not necessarily the drugs, chaos and the money and all that stuff we're doing. But I get out 2016, and where did I go 2016? Throughout this time, I'm going to, rehabs, living. I'm moving every 2 months, and cell numbers changing every 6 weeks because I'm buying a new phone, losing that, not paying that bill, buying another prepaid. I mean, it's just going to Plato's Closet, taking $5,000 worth of shoes for $50 to get, a gram, whatever. Just writing hot. I mean, we're doing all kind of stuff. Every simple petty crime you can think of, we're doing, man. I'm stealing from family, friend. I mean, everybody's robbing everybody. Everybody's cheating on everybody. It's just chaos. But 2017, this was so bad. I had a staple.
Worse. It's
Yeah,
worse.
it gets a lot worse.
I'm sitting here thinking, I hate to cut you off, but I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder how liberating it is to be so open and honest with all the shit you've done. And I mean, everybody's going through life like tiptoeing secrets, afraid to share anything. You're out here just spilling it all.
Man, it gets a lot worse.
But wait, there's more.
This is the good part.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But 2017, I was, whatever, on the dope still. I go to a halfway house in Lebanon. I had a state probation officer, Officer Holt. He's retired now. But when I moved, I faxed in my paperwork and my new address because I'm going from Rutherford County to Wilson County. But he never got it. He literally retires. My new probation officer can't find it anyways. They issue another warrant, but I have no idea about this warrant. So when I'm in this halfway house in Lebanon, I get my mom, which she's at my house right now, babysitting my son. But I love my mom, man. I got a great mom. But she comes and picks me up, takes me to state probation. So I'm in the waiting area, and I was like, "Hey, Officer Booth, my new probation officer." I was like, "How much longer is it going to be? I'm trying to make it to an AA meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do right." And she's like, "Come on back." So I'm at the state probation office. My mom's out in the car waiting. I go back. I walk around into her cubicle. Boom, there's 2 sheriffs. Turn around, Mr. Wiggins. I was like, man, for real? So they handcuffed me. I don't even know what I'm going to jail for this time. I'm like, man, can I at least go tell my mom I'm going to jail? They're like, nah. I was like, man, can I smoke a cigarette? They're like, yeah. I was like, all right. So anyways, I get to jail. My mom's probably still out there waiting. I felt so bad.
Oh.
She called it. She knows I'm in jail. She's like, what happened? I was like, man, I guess I had a technical violation for moving, but I did the right thing, but they lost in my PO, literally retired. It's just bad luck. So boom, I do another 6 months on that technical, and I get back out. I restart my 3 over again. And so I'm on the same 3 years. Literally, I just finished the original 3 years like 2 years ago. We'll get to that, but
So we're up to 6?
Yes, 2017.
Yeah, damn.
Get out 2017. I go, when I get out 2017, no, actually, this is before. Let me backtrack a little bit because this is a very important event. I go to rehab probably February of 2017. In January of 2017, the beginning of the year, the girl that I'm married to now, Katie, love my wife, shout out Katie. At the time, we hated each other because I'm with, whatever. We just didn't like each other. I'm with this other girl, my baby mama, my first baby mama. Anyways, that sounds so bad when you say that. This sounds white trash. You like baby mama, my daughter's mother. When I was with her, but anyways, I kind of missed a little bit. But 2016, I start using meth. Throughout my whole 2000s, I'm selling, I'm doing cocaine, a little bit of heroin, snort. I never shot anything. I felt like, hey, if I shoot something up, that's the bottom of the bottom.
Can I say thank you for clarifying? Because on the last podcast, I was questioning. I said, "Do you snort it or do you shoot it?" I didn't know. Amy's podcast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But anyways, continue. You can do both.
I was snorting everything. I mean, I used to snort heroin with cocaine mixed up, and it gets you loose as a goose, boy. But 2016 is the first time I did meth. I'm not going to say who introduced it to me, but anyways, I do that and I quit doing everything else. As soon as you do that, man, that's the devil right there. I mean, the first time, I'm locked. Bam. It's kind of like cocaine's like instantly. Sound like a bomb just went off like Babe Ruth.
No
back
shit,
a
the
couple years
whole
ago.
house just shook. Do you need to check on your girlfriend?
It's her and the
Did
two
she
dogs.
fall down the damn steps? I feel like
both
Eddie Murphy
dogs.
and Bundy falling down the steps. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Shook the whole house. It's like they probably
No,
find out
they're
it was
alive. They're alive.
Okay, good. Okay, so go ahead.
2016 backtrack before I get locked up for this technical in 2017. 2016 start using meth. I get caught. The dope circles change. You got people who do heroin hanging out mostly with heroin users, cocaine,
Okay.
different drugs kind of. But some, everybody. But
So
anyway,
people stay in their lane, in their
kind
drug
of stay
lane.
in their drug lane. I mean,
Okay.
you got people that do multiple drugs, but usually all the heroin addicts know all the heroin addicts. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But I started doing, we called it ice. Meth sounds too white trashy. Ice is more like, hey, middle class. Oh, you do ice. I do ice too. Let's do ice together. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you felt like you respected yourself a little bit more if you called it ice.
I'm a classy drug
Yeah,
user.
it's not as bad. We're not shaking bacon in a trailer park. It was like when I did meth, it was like all these I thought a lot of them were good family, middle class people, good looking people, dressed decent, whatever. And they're all snorting dope, hot railing it or snorting it or parachuting it, whatever. Couple people, we didn't mess with the people who really shot it up. We're kind of, hey, let's stick here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, starting in the dope method, it was crazy. Like I got caught up in that circle real quick, and it's oh man, it's just a crazy circle. But anyways, January, I'm living on a boat off Elm Hill Marina, a 42-foot houseboat. I just hit up some guy and I said, hey, I won't buy it from you, but I'll rent it from you and pay your slip fee. I paid him like the first month and lived there 6 months. I'm like, hey man, I just can't pay. He's like, oh, you're cool. I was like, okay. So I'm just sitting there, just doing drugs nonstop. No car at this time, really. I had a rental car because I got in a wreck, but I didn't turn in the rental car. And they're like, we're going to charge you a car theft if you don't turn it back in. I was like, all right, I'll bring it back. Yeah, I was on the boat trying to get some sleep. I'd probably been up for a few days, and I get a call from my wife now saying, hey, the girl I was with at the time, she's dead. And I just screamed bloody murder. And I was like, what? I said, dead? And first I'm screaming and crying. And then I say, like, what, dead? And then anyway, she wasn't dead, but she was on, at Vanderbilt on like, what's it called?
Ventilator.
Life support.
Life support and all that stuff. Cause she had gotten shot 4 times instead of 50 times.
Oh my! Hold on, just give me a second. You've
Yeah.
been plowing through some things here, and I ain't making light of anything, but that's a little bit of a shock to the nervous system.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just continue on. I'm gonna shut
So
up.
shot 4 times,
Stabbed.
50.
Yeah.
50.
Like a Rambo knife and a box cutter at the same time. Just chopping her up. You know what I mean? And 2 people she was with, a 19-year-old girl and a 42-year-old dude, got murdered. So it was pretty much a dude driving the car. He was 42, and the girl, my ex and this other girl were in the car, and they pulled up to this other dude's house. The dude that, long story anyways, as soon as they pulled up, the 42-year-old guy, David Wooten, I think that was the first name. Yeah, David Wooten. He got out of the car and just boom, the guy that shot him point blank and blows his head off. So the girls are freaking out. And I don't know all the exact details, but this is like a broad gist. I may be incorrect on some of the details, but this is kind of what happened. But anyways, they're running in the door like, oh my gosh, this dude just got murdered, running away from the shooter, what anybody would do. And so while they're running in, he's just shooting at them in their backs, because they're running in the front door. So he's, their backs are turned towards them. So they run inside. Anyways, the 19-year-old gets killed in the, I guess, bedroom bathroom area, stabs her. And this dude's a big dude. I went to school with him like in 8th grade and he's doing life. His name is Jesse Mount. But he was a pretty bad dude. I've seen him beat the brakes off a couple of dudes growing up. And then he starts stabbing my baby mama, box cutter knife. He was stabbing her from the head to the feet. She, has a glass eye. She had her intestines laying out on the bed. She was jacked up. The only thing that kept her alive was she was, so high on drugs that kept, her
The adrenaline.
adrenaline and her heart racing. So, and a bad thing about that night, I was mad because she was with this dude. I still loved her. I wanted to be with her. I'm doing dope. Let me tell this part real quick.
No, go ahead.
But I'm doing dope. So that night I'm texting her while I'm at this other girl's house in Smyrna. I'm like, if I see you with that dude, I'm going to shoot him.
Are you referring to the dude?
Yeah, to the dude that got murdered.
Oh, that got murdered. Okay,
So
that's
like
the clip.
8 p.m.
Oh my God.
At 8 p.m. that night, I'm texting her this while she's with the dude, and he gets murdered like an hour later. So, okay. So it looks so bad because as soon as all this happens, boom, I come to Vanderbilt the next day. I get the call at like 2 a.m. from my wife now, Katie. I go to Vanderbilt that morning. As soon as I get... It's probably the feds looking for me right now.
Okay,
Bro,
listen, I've never had more interruptions.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's all good.
this is crazy.
Dude.
I feel like we're in Goodfellas and we're driving the car looking outside for the helicopter right
hey,
now.
done it.
Like that's where I'm
Did
at.
you text me any of this to prepare me?
Yeah, you never read my text.
I was so busy. Okay.
I text you a whole thing.
You were at, sorry, my dog interrupted him, and I apologize.
So he woke up the next morning and he's headed to Vanderbilt
Yep,
to
headed to
see his
Vanderbilt.
baby mama.
That's where we're at
on
the
life
story.
support.
So at Vanderbilt, they got a floor if you're a victim of a violent crime or domestic or something, they got a police, sanctioned off floor, or you can't get on there because they got Metro cops anyways. But we come down there and, by this time they got our, the detective, it's a double murder. It's all over the news. It happened in Kittrell, right between Murfreesboro and Woodbury, 2017. But as soon as I get there, boom, they take me. There's an interrogation room at Vanderbilt too, which I found out within the first 5 minutes of being there because they're like, Mr. Wiggins, back here. I'm like, uh-oh. So I go back there and they're like, hey, man, we got all these texts. I was like, look, it sounds so bad. But I was like, I promise you that was not me. I said, I told him, I said, man, look, I'm high right now. I probably got drugs on me, whatever. You can arrest me right now. But I promise you I did not murder anybody. I was like, and I said, you can take my blood, urine, hair, semen, anything. You can test me for everything.
No gun residue on you.
Nothing.
You were on a boat.
And so they got TBI, literally made me go in the car with my mom, and 2 TBI detectives followed me to my houseboat. And when we got there, man, they walked straight on my boat, like in the very front thing, because I'm renting this boat, so not all the stuff on the boat's mine. They literally go in like this little thing in the front hull of the boat, boom, pull out a box of bullets. Like they already been there and knew it was there. I'm like, I swear, if this is the same caliber that killed this dude, I'm going to get charged. Anyway, it wasn't. I had an alibi. I was over earlier when the actual murder happened. I was over another girl's house, Amanda, in Smyrna. They saw me on video at the, all my alibi matched out, so I was good. Anyways, I go to rehab after that. Like a month later, I was like, man, I got to get straight. This is crazy. Stuff's getting, 2 people are getting murdered out here. I got to chill out. And that's when I got arrested at state probation. My mom went. Anyways, I get back out after doing 6 months, 2017. Now I'm officially with my girlfriend at the time, Katie, my wife now. And we're both doing dope. I'm not trying to spill all her business, but she's just doing it kind of just to maintain work, very casual. Man, I'm going balls to the wall. I'm trying to stay high 24/7. I'm selling dope. I'm living chaos. And it was chaos. But anyways, I'm selling to everybody. I mean, hit your friend up, tell my mom I got everything, trying to be the man. I got just people, hey man, I heard, I don't even know who this. Yeah, come on, I got you. I'm literally trying to sell so much dope. I had a floor mat outside my door, and I was putting sacks out there like, all right, here's an 8-ball, here's a 1/4 ounce, here's a gram. And I'm like writing on there the initials for the person it's for, like S for, Sam, whoever, D for, I'm like, hey man, yours is the one that says D, the first letter of your first name, just leave the money there. Cause I didn't even want to mess with, I'm just literally, there'd be like 10 different people just pointing my floor mat, dope everywhere. But I was being so reckless, man, not thinking whole time. This is like 2018, 19. I got somebody building a case on me. Somebody had gotten in trouble. And so they're working with the TBI and the detectives, and now they're watching me. I don't even know they're watching me. I'm still on probation. I'm on community corrections at this time because I messed up probation so many times. Now I'm on community corrections doing that same original 3 from 2012. I'm still working on that sentence. It's like 2018. I can't finish it. Already went to jail twice, but I got a case built against me for like 6 months, man. And so finally, I turn myself in July 1st, 2019. I'm done running. But before I turn myself in, like a week before, and shout out to one of the girls, I'm not going to say her name. She went to the Fed. She's got out. She's doing good now, working at a recovery home. I don't want to, spill her business, but doing good. But anyways, I meet her. This is like a week before I turn myself in. I meet her to get like an ounce of dope or something up in Nashville and Antioch. And I come back and I'm staying at the Safari Inn off Church Street.
Wow.
Just straight, just trapped out. And so I meet her, and she's a younger girl I just met. And I'm like, man, she was kind of feeling me. I'm feeling good. Like, man, I'm older. These girls are, like 25. I'm feeling myself, And so I have another girl, and I'm kind of messing with Kate. I'm kind of dating Katie. We just started dating, but it's chaotic. Everybody's just cheating and messing with everybody. There's no loyalty at all in the dope game. Your brother, your own mom will, whatever. So this other girl hits me up. She's like, hey, do you want to go with me to my sister's and kick it all night? I'm like, well, say less. Come pick me up. I got like 1/4 ounce on me. What's up? And so she comes and picks me up, but the whole time she set me up. And when she picks me up, there's a dude in the trunk waiting on me to get me. I'm not going to get into all the details of why he wanted to get me, but I've been burning bridges.
I just want to. It wasn't law enforcement, obviously.
No.
The drug. I thought, God.
He's there to try to beat me up, kill me, rob me, whatever. But so she takes me. This girl, I'm thinking I'm going to party with her and her sister out in the country, whatever. Just me and her. She picks me up like at 10 at night, man. So we're going out towards Kittrell, where my same close, that same area.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere, man. It's dark. By this time, I forgot a couple months, or like actually 6 months before this, I go to community corrections and I'm already using dope. I can't stop using dope. So I go in there to use, a urine test, and I fail for like everything. They said, and I come back, they said, we're going to send this to the lab, come back in 2 weeks, whatever. So I walk out, Katie's waiting for me on the car. And I'm like, she's like, what's up? I said, I guess I'm on the run now because I'm not coming back to probation. I know I'm dirty. I know they're going to arrest me. So I go on the run. This is like November. I start going on the run for probation. Absconded.
Absconded, yeah.
Yeah, absconded. So I just quit reporting. So now I've been on the run, and this is like June. I go on the run like November of 2018. So I'm on the run till like June of 2019, right when this girl picks me up and is taking me out to party with her sisters. I'm still selling dope. Man, I was on the run coming back from Nashville at 3 a.m. There's been a couple times, with a strap on me and a couple ounces of dope. Like if I get pulled over, I have to run because I'm on the run and I have all this stuff. I was just living super reckless. My heart would be jumping like this, driving down the road. Like if I get pulled over, I'm the only car in Murfreesboro. I'm geeked up. And I got ounces of dope on me. And they already built the case on me. Already.
And they're watching.
It was so like, But anyways, this girl takes me out to the country. And so, they got me so good, man. She pulls up in this empty driveway, or like a driveway with a gate. And so she's like, I got to call my sister to come open like this gate, like a barn gate, whatever. I'm like, all right. So I'm waiting on her. It's summertime, it's June. I got the windows down. I was like, well, man, I'm going to break out a bump real quick. So I'm on the middle console breaking out a bump. And when I go to hit the bump, I remember it snorting it. And I look at kind of out of my corner of my eye and I hear something. She opens her door, but simultaneously when she opens the door, the trunk pops. And so I look out and I was like, what was that? And next thing I know, the window's down. Boom. I just get blindsided in my eye. I'm knocked out for about maybe 4 or 5 seconds. I'm just... Whoa, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a person at first. So my initial reaction, like, man, I'm getting out the other side. I'm not opening my door because something just hit me hard and I don't know what's going on. So I get out the driver's side, and by that time, I'm already leaking. I'm still dazed and confused because it was, if you get hit blindsided with a hard hit, man, you don't know what's going on. So anyways, I get out. I got an 8-ball in my hand of dope, of meth in a bag. So I just started getting stomped on and beat up. And all I'm doing, I'm not even protecting my face. I'm just protecting the dope, man. That's how bad it was. You know, I'm kind of like, man, I was more worried about this than getting busted up. So anyways, they rob me and leave, and I'm wanted. And it's like this thing, you know, it's like 12 at night or some middle of the night. So I'm out in the country. I don't know where I'm at. No lights, no nothing. I'm leaking from my head. And next thing I know, a shotgun's pointing at me. I'm like, oh my God. And some redneck dude's like, hey man, who the, you know, are you, man? I was like, look, man. I said, I'm wanted. Please don't call the cops. I just straight up told him. I was so tired. I was like, man, I'm wanted. Please don't call the cops. He looked at me and said, I ended up being locked up with him later. But
Bro,
he
when
said,
I told you this man could be a movie,
he
we
said,
ain't even all the way through.
yeah, he said, and after, you know, he pointed the shotgun at me, he goes, you got some dope? I said, man, I'll give you a gram if you let me use the phone. You know, grandma, he's like, all right, I got you. I said, thank you, bro. And I gave my grandma ice. He let me use the phone. And I called my mom and dad. You know, of course, this time, you know, I got real good Christian parents, man. They're you know, my mom's devastated. You know, I got a concussion. My head's all bumped up. I got black eyes. I'm bleeding, whatever. So I stayed at my parents' house for a few days. I was like, I'm going to turn myself in. Because, you know, I'm tired of running, man. Being on the run sucks. You can't work. You're having to sell drugs. Every time you go out, even if you're going out with your family just to eat, you're like, man, if anything happens, you know, that's life's over because I know I got to go do some time. So while I'm sitting there like recovering, I'm finishing the last of my dope, and I'm snorting on their bathroom, the back of the toilet, you know what I mean? And so finally I healed up a little bit, and you know, I told Katie, I was like, man, I guess I'm gonna turn myself in, you know. And so I was like, everybody pretty much just cut me off, like everybody, like, you can't come back here. I got restraining orders. I can't go anywhere. No one's helping me out. So I was, the last night before I turned myself in, it was like July 1st. I had probably an 8-ball of ice, and I was like, Katie dropped me off at Fat Willie's. I said, hey, I'm going to just sit up here till they close. I'm going to drink, do this dope. When I run out, I'm going to turn myself in. Well, man, they closed, and I did all that dope, and I'm geeked. I'm like, man, I don't want to turn myself in. So I'm walking down the street off River Rock. I said, I don't want to turn myself in, man. And no one's coming to get me. So I go to the gas station, what's it called, across from Sam's Club, right there in front of the steakhouse.
I know which gas station.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
the
can't
name
remember
of
the
it.
name either, but
But we're talking about on 96.
Yeah, right there across from, it used to be Corky's Barbecue. Now it's some steakhouse, whatever. But I'm in that gas station. I remember, man, I'm drinking a pink Fruitopia and eating a bag of the purple bag of Doritos. And I'm about, you know, I know I got to turn myself in, and like 5 cops walk in there, and I'm like, I can do it right now. I'm like, man, I don't want to do it right now. That's too many cops for me to turn myself into. So they all leave. I get done them chips, whatever. And I look across the street at the gas station right there, the little Indian gas station right on the corner of, what is that, Samsonite, and right on the corner of Sam's Club's right there, and it's on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I see a Murfreesboro City cop, and by this time it's like 3 a.m. And man, I'm out of dope. I'm out of money. I got nowhere to go. So this is 100% true right here. So I run across the street, and the cop's got in reverse. He's starting to back out. So I literally knock on the back of his window of his cop SUV. It's the SUV. When he's backing out, he goes, son, what the hell are you doing? I said, I'm wanted. Take me to jail. Just like that. I swear to you. I swear to you, I did it like that because before I went, I got a lawyer, and she's like, terrible lawyer, screwed me over, lied to me, took my money. She's like, oh, you can only do it. You'll do it like a month. I'll get you out in a rehab. Man, I'm locked up in 940 thinking that's why I turn myself in. I'm going to get out in a month. I'm going to go to rehab. Everything's going to be all good. So after a month, I go to court. I'm in Judge Bragg, which is he retired as Judge Turner. I'm up on the 5th floor, you know, because I got multiple felonies, whatever. And she, like, when I go to court that day, I swear I think she's high. I'm like, oh my gosh, is my lawyer high right now? Your eyes, your pupils are pinpointing. Like, I know dope. Like, you're on some type of opiate. Something's going on. You know what I mean? Pinpoints are opiates. You know, of course, big is, you know, uppers, your cocaine, crack, meth, whatever. Big pupils. So I'm like, this girl, she looks sloppy, like she just got out from a keg party or something. I'm like, oh, I'm so screwed. She goes, you got a sentence hearing. I'm like, what is a sentence hearing, dude? She's like, you got to go on the stand and plead why the judge shouldn't make you serve your sentence. I'm like, Well, thanks for telling me now. I get on the stand. He's like, Mr. Wiggins, just be quiet. This is your third violation. You're serving your three. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. But right, I'll tell you this, right before, and shout out real quick to Danny Holmes. He's doing life in prison, but a good Christian guy, preaching in prison, trying to get out. But right before I got sentenced, you need to look at his story, man. It'll break you. But he gets right before I got sentenced, he was in there because my mom was in the courtroom. He got sentenced for life. The judge gave him life, and he goes, you can lock me up for life, man, but Jesus already set me free. I'm good with what you give me.
You were there?
No, my mom was there when that happened. You can watch it on YouTube. I mean, it'll break you if you hear it. It has the courtroom recording.
Yeah.
It's saying, you can give me life, man, but you can't. God's already got me. It was powerful, man. I talked to him. I was actually messaging him on the jail app earlier. We're buddies. But anyways, I come in there, and the judge is like, Mr. Wiggins, you're serving your three. I was like, oh, my gosh. So I was like, with good time, when you get a 3-year sentence, you're like, oh, I got to do 36 months. No, you get good time. 940 will hold state inmates up to 8 years. So if you usually got 8 years or less and you're a state inmate, a felony inmate, you can do it at 940, it's worse than prison at 940, but you get more good time. So like if you're a trustee, you even get more good time. So I knew if at the worst, I'd probably do it like 18 months, you know what I mean, to kill a 3-year sentence. So boom, I'm like, all right, I accepted that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to do a year and a half. It is what it is. Comes with this life. You gotta pay to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've already done a year and a half.
Yeah, pretty well. I've done a year.
3 different stints. Oh, I thought there was 3 6-month stints.
No, it was 2 6 months.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, anyways, I'm at 940. I take my time. Well, they send me to the workhouse. Which is like the lesser jail. Kind of the easier jail. Small jail off Church Street. So I'm at the workhouse. I get in the sanctions program where you can literally leave jail and go work a regular job. You get strip search, squat and cough, go work a regular job, come back, squat and cough, go back to your little pod areas. Okay. It's like the sanctions for this meant like the good, like the privileged. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You're on work release basically.
On work release, making like 1,100 every 2 weeks. So I'm like, I mean, good. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I'm like, this is straight. But I was stupid while I'm in there. They don't check outgoing mail. They only check incoming mail. I'm telling Katie, I'm like, look, I'm working at this pallet place in Smyrna. At this time, I take out the trash, throw a cell phone in a Ziploc with the battery over the thing. And my girl, Katie rides with me, man. Hey, my wife, she's a rider. And sure enough, that day she comes with a cell phone. I'm like, oh, dude, I got a cell phone. So boom, I'm working, and I'm so suspect every break. I'm just like, man, what's wrong? I'm always dropping a deuce. I'm really in the bathroom stall on my phone, just, listening, looking there, texting everybody, hey, what's up, man? Being stupid. And I'm hiding it in the ceiling. So this one inmate, Chubbs, he's like, Wiggins, I know you got a phone. Let me use it. I'm like, bro, get out this. What are you doing, man? Get out of the bathroom. Stop hating, man. It's my phone. And somebody snitched me out. And so like one day at work, all the workhouse officers come up there, find the phone, dude. I get put in the hole. And this is like, I've been into my 2019. I turned myself in July 1st. This is like around December of 2019. I've been locked up about 5 months. While I'm in the hole, I'm in a red jumpsuit. And I got TDOC coming to look at giving me parole. I'm like, oh, they're not going to give it to me. Man, I'm in a red jumpsuit, dude. I'm in the hole. So my parents, my wife now, not my wife at the time, but they all come to my parole hearing. Boom, I get parole. And they're like, but my parole is pretty much like, hey, you get out in 6 months, whatever. I'm like 180 days. To kill my sentence, I would have had it done maybe 3 or 4 more months. I'm like, all right, whatever. That's a little bit better than doing a year and a half. Cool. So here's how messed up it is, man. I make parole. Then like 4 days later, I'm still at the workhouse. I call my mom. She's crying. I'm like, what's up, man? And, I'm thinking somebody died or something like that. She goes, the detectives just came to my house looking for you. In which the police been in her house many times looking for me in the past. I don't go into all the details. I'm like, for what? She goes, they won't tell me, but you got a sealed indictment. So sealed indictment means I got more charges coming. It already went to the grand jury. They got me on audio. I'm guilty. And I have no idea what it's for. I'm like, oh, man. I wonder if they got me when I started selling, kind of some weight on some dope or at the beginning, So while I'm at the workhouse, Detectives in the TBI come to the one jail, pull me out of that jail, bring me back to the big boy jail, and rebook me back in 940. And then I get to see my charges, and I got, golly, I got selling meth in the school zone ×2, which is Class A felonies. And then I got selling meth at Walmart on Joby Jackson. On top of, I already got the felony cocaine. I got, all this time I got multiple misdemeanors, possessions, all kind. I didn't get in all the small stuff. I'm touching stuff on the big stuff. So I'm like, man, I'm hit, and it was a 96-page sealed indictment. So for 6 months, man, they got me. The dude that was snitching on me had little video cameras in his air vents in his car. I mean, it has my eyes like this. He's breaking. I mean, I'm so guilty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do life, dude. I'm done. And, man, that's probably the lowest point in my life mentally, because you're like, I'm sitting there, and my mom, they refinanced their house, got the most expensive lawyer in Murfreesboro. And he's like, dude, you got selling meth in the schools on Class A felonies, 15 to 60, years. And I got it ×2. I'm already a convicted selling cocaine. And then I had this so a sealed indictment saying, hey, we know you're guilty. It's just now you can't really negotiate on the penalty because there's so much evidence built against you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I'm sitting there. He's like, man, the best you're going to get is 20 to serve. That's the absolute best. The DA, Westmoreland, didn't even want to do that. He won't even want to give you 20. He wants to give you 42 years. I'm like, dude, I'm like 38 years old. And so, man, I was sick. And, and when you get hit with stuff like that, what can you do? You can't go cry to your mama. Can't go cry to your girl. I mean, there's a couple nights, like once it's 2 a.m, I'm under my cover because I'm freezing. I might shed a tear, but you got to keep moving. I mean, you're in there with, a pod full of dogs. You know what I'm saying? And so, golly, it was, I had no idea. This is like January of 2020 now. So we're fighting. I'm going to the DA with offers. I'm trying to get in DRC, Daily Reporting Center. Didn't even know about Veterans Court, drug court. I'm applying. I said, man, I'll take a life sentence on probation. I said, I'll do the rest of my life. Nope, you're serving 20. And this is like the third offer, and my lawyer's like, dude, you're going to have to start. I'm like, dude, I can't do 20 years. It's like I could do it, but like all you think about, like my daughter will be grown, my parents will be dead, my girl's going to leave me. I mean, you're thinking you're going to lose everything. It's like people are going to forget about me. It's the biggest fear, not the people you're doing time with. Like, yeah, there's going to be killers. I'm going to have to fight. It's going to suck. I might get whooped. I might have to whoop some, whatever. That stresses you out. But the people forgetting about you, you know what I'm saying? Nobody contacting you is the worst feeling in the world. So I was like, I can't do it, man. And I was about to, man. I was close, but this when I was calling out to God, I was like, man. It was almost like God said, look, man, I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to give you a choice. You're either going to go this way or you're going to go this way, but the choice is yours. I was like, man, I'm hard-headed, but you got me in a spot now where I'll go your way. Initially, I didn't want to, but I was like, man, I'm going to try to go your way and go towards the Lord's way. So finally, my lawyer's like, I called my mom one day. She's like, look, you can get 16 years on community corrections and 2 years in Veterans Court, and you get out like July 1st. I said, run it. As soon as she said July 1st, I said, run it. I'm going to take it. It means like, I agree, run it, whatever. So I get out I do exactly a year. I get out July 1st. I'm still on probation. I go to probation this week. I got to take a drug test. Shout out to Cora Durr, Community Corrections, best probation officer ever. I mean, they're cool now because, if you're doing the right thing, they break bread with you. So I get out, and, speaking real quick, I'll touch base on the Air Force, man. I got a general honorable discharge for failure of the ADAP program, alcohol drug abuse program, because all I did was drink and fight. That's all I did. Short time in the military, a couple years, but I just drank and fight, and really my life after that just got more chaotic and leads up to this point. But I go in Veterans Court, so I'll never going to Veterans Court. I said, man, I already said in my mind. Well, I told my mom in jail because I've been reading the Bible. Shout out to New Vision Experience. Franklin Road Baptist Church, because all those churches come and bring people to the workhouse, some 940, but a lot more in the workhouse. Took all the classes, man. RU, Reformers Unanimous, every AA, NA, any class there was, I took. MRT, relay, all that stuff I took in jail. But I finally got out in Veterans Court. I was like, man, I've never done anything like completed it. I was always like I start and never finish anything. You know, I never finished my degree. No, I never finished anything. Like I never said I'm gonna do this and complete it my whole life. So I was like, man, I'm gonna do Veterans Court flawless. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do this. I'm sober. It took a year. I needed a year. Like I'm grateful for being locked up for that year, because off the meth, like the mental fog, physically I was straight within a few days, couple of weeks. The mental fog, it's like, what am I doing? You know, there was a time before jail, my dad's like, he asked me like, what are you doing for making money? I'm like, man, I sell meth, Dad. You know, like, hey, this, I'm doing this, Dad. You know, like, how stupid is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I sell meth, Dad. Like, who wants to say that? If my kids said that, I'd be like, I'd be devastated, man. But, you know, in jail, I was like, man, the whole time, and this is like the perfect thing. Like, I was like Peter from the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Peter, and I'm sitting there, and I fish a lot now, but I'm sitting there, I'm just casting off my side, like, man, why are the fish not biting? You know what I'm saying? I'm Peter over, I'm just fishing, and finally Jesus said, John, dude, throw your line over here and get off the worldly stuff, throw your line and focus on me, and you're going to get some fish. And I'm like, for real? All right, Jesus, I'm going to throw it over here. And so I did, man, and the fishing's been good. You know what I mean? And life in general, but get out, do Veterans Court, flawless, man. And all these people in Veterans Court, you know, I never had for 2 years, not one dilute urine test, ever. No, I mean, when I'm in Veterans Court, I mean, I just get in grind mode, because I was always wanted to be a hustler, a drug dealer, but now I'm sober. So, like, I stay, like, I always set goals, man, smart goals, and that goals gives you purpose. I'm always striving to do. You can never stop. When you stop is, you know, when I'm in a retirement home. You know, even when you retire, you gotta be something you're grinding for. Life in general. I mean,
Purpose.
whether it's purpose, health,
Serving.
like being a service to others. I was like, man, because I've stolen my mom's engagement ring before years ago, pawned that, stole everything from my dad, my mom, sisters, friends, whatever. So I was like, man, I've taken so much from so many people. I'm going to give back. And so I was like, I want to serve others. So I was like, I saw Rudy that used to be the peer, that used to come to Veterans Court. And I was like, man, this is a solid job. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to just be a peer. And it took a while. And I was like, man, they're not going to hire me at the VA. I got selling meth. I got selling cocaine. I got throwing girls out of trucks, whatever. And I finally, and shout out to my boss. I'm going to give a lot of shout out. A lot of people helped me, man, on my journey. God deserves the most credit, of course. Then I'm going to say real quick, my mom, always been my number one supporter from day one. Always encouraged me. Even I've cried many times in visitations with my mom in jail, thinking I'm about to do 20 years. I mean, devastating. She lost weight. It made her sick. I mean, it almost broke my mom. So mom's number one fan for sure. My pops, my sisters, but all solid, man. My girl, my wife now, Katie, she holds it down. All them. Give a lot of props to those are the core of my support, my encouragement. What keeps me going is that, of course, God, but that core support right there. I always say with what I teach at the VRC, man, you got to have support, accountability, and purpose. Nobody's going to make it without those three things. At least to me, that's what I think. Got to be accountable for what you're doing. Got to have support. You're cheerleaders in your corner. And you got to have purpose. You know what I'm saying? So,
and tell everybody what VRC is, please.
Veterans Recovery Center. It's like an outpatient mental health clinic. So veterans diagnosed with, you know, major depressive disorder, bipolar, schizophrenia, all that stuff. We work with them to get them coping skills, anger management, road to resilience, finding my purpose, self-esteem, self-compassion, all these groups, which I'll touch base on here in a second. But at the time I was in Veterans Court, my social worker that was tied in Veterans Court, Amy Montgomery, shout out Amy Montgomery. She's my boss now, which best boss in the world. I mean, just great support, great encourager, always believed in me. Seen me from when I first got out of jail till now, like I work right down the hallway from her, which is super cool. But got my peer certification, did what I had to do. I had, screw the pride. I got in veterans court. I was cutting grass at first, 13, 15 an hour. Shout out to my old boss, that gave me a job. Went to Family Leisure, worked for a minute, kept, hey, this isn't where I want to be, but it's what I have to do for the time being. I'm going to keep grinding, keep, getting my head and my heart right, and keep doing what I got to do. And then finally, I kept applying at the VA. And this guy, Danny, he retired, my old boss, for grounds, cutting grass at the VA. He said, John, man, you got a pretty bad background, but I'll give you a shot. I said, I appreciate it, bud. And gives me a shot, man. And I mean, at the VA, the longest job I ever had, I almost been there 5 years. I was in grounds, then finally, and people think, man, you got to be resilient, because even as a VA employee, I applied for like 8 different other positions within the VA, and I'm already working for the VA. No interview, turned down. I'm like, golly, man. I'm going to just cut grass forever. I got my peer certification. I already went to school, got my HVAC certification. I'm trying to get HVAC jobs. They're not messing with me. Finally, I applied for the peer and get the peer job at the VRC. I said, all right, here we go. So, kind of fast forward till now. Yeah, man, it's a lot has changed. Like I've changed so much. I've gotten married. I had a kid at 42. Don't ask me why. My girl wanted another kid. I'm old, but he's a blessing. My son JD. I got 2 stepsons. Bought my first house. Man, I volunteer. I'm on the server team at Experience driving golf cars. I'm part of the DAV. I'm about to graduate from MTSU, integrated studies with a magna cum laude. I'm grinding, baby.
Bro.
I am speechless.
It's a lot.
There's one thing I do want to say, though, because I've been analyzing everything. Mm-hmm. People are going to be like, God, I've never heard Nathan so quiet.
Listen, this is the first time I've ever seen him like this.
But what I've picked up on, and I think may have been the thing that got you through all of it, you have not blamed anyone. You have not had a victim mindset through this entire story. Mm-hmm. You have expressed nothing but gratitude for every single thing. It's been beautiful just hearing it. I'm like, yeah, that's the mindset.
And I said, like, my main, when I really come, I mean, like, but like even Carlos, like, I'm just saying, like, we're good friends, but we're not best. I don't see him every day. He has busy life. I got family and this and that, but like, seeing Carlos, hearing him speak, like I respect his hustle and who he is and his character, so like so many people, I mean, I got to give. And I was like, the main thing I wanted to do is give a shout out to so many people that believed in me and helped me to get to where I'm at. Of course it was God, my family. I already mentioned them, but like Greg Elmore, he's part of the DAV, a veteran mentor. Mm-hmm. We send Bible verses every morning. Greg, I saw him today. He comes by my work. I help him with a lot of, veterans that need service connection. Great dude. Sean Smith, good buddy, case manager now. Yep. I went through Veterans Court with him. One of the coolest, best dudes that will, and all these, like, when you change your circle to people, like, I always made it a point now, like, if I'm the smartest one in the room, I'm in the wrong room. So yeah. I literally work with social workers and psychologists. I love it. And Sean Smith, Anthony at Veterans Court,
Anthony,
one of the best, man. I mean, just a great guy, man, that believes in you, and like he's sincere, that wants to change people's lives. So like I see all these people doing, like I see Carlos, working out, like, man, hey. I congratulate him in my head. Like, let me work out. Let me work on my health. I see Anthony being a good father of 5. Like, and I asked him, I went there the other week and I said, man, because I was struggling as a father, some stuff like, hey, I need to work on my anger, my patience, be slow to speak. And I went there. I went to his office and said, man, tell me how you're a great father. What have you done with your 5 kids? Like, I take words of wisdom from other men that are doing the right thing. And then Greg Elmore, I got to give a shout out real quick. People I work with, Amy Montgomery, best boss, Dr. LaRue, psychologist, Danielle, Christine, John Diedrich, all these people, Marcus, Sarah, Rio, all these people are just phenomenal, man, in my corner.
Just to be safe, at the end of every movie, there's credits that play.
Yeah, my bad.
If we forget anybody, I'll just add them to the credits.
We'll throw it on a list.
It's
I'm so grateful.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love this.
It's so many in my life group at Experience. I go to Bible study on Thursday night. Like all those people that have been Christians longer, that are, I guess, not necessarily stronger, but got more wisdom than me. like I feed off that now, man. And it's been hard because you gotta let go of the old friends, you know, and Luis talked about a little bit, you know, they try to hit you up this and that. And it's hard because you got people 20, 30 years, but it's like, man, I'm just on a different chapter, man. You know, like I'll pray for you, I'll love you, but it's like, man, I'm not putting myself in a compromised position. You know what I mean? Like I got too much. I go to probation this Wednesday. I still got to take a drug test, you know, in front of another guy on Wednesday. It's all good, but like I still got, you know, there's consequences, which I know now to your actions, and I don't like consequence, you know, negative consequences, but yeah, man, for me, like I appreciate I have to, like I'm a type person, I need probation, I need accountability, not now, but like I'm fine with it. I go once a month, I pay, take a drug test, whatever, cool. It's better than jail, you know. I work in a job where I'm recovery focused, mental health or substance abuse every day. You know, David Carte, one of my good peer buddies at the VA, one of the best dudes ever. But you know, all these guys, man, I'm so blessed to have such a good circle, man. But everything I've been through is, even if I was, you know, with the thrown out of the truck, I still shouldn't put myself in that situation. You know, I shouldn't have been messing with her, cussing her out, doing what I was doing. Even though I wasn't guilty of the actual crime, I still chose to go back and pick her up and you know, whatever. You know what I mean? So everything I did, even if I got snitched out, I shouldn't have been selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like someone told on me both times for the cocaine and
That's right.
literally all the felonies. I'm not even, you know, I would have gone away with it. Wasn't people telling on me and lying on me, but I shouldn't have been in those situations. You know what I'm saying?
One second. It's doing good.
All right, I got to take a breath. Take it over,
No,
Carlos.
man. Listen,
Look,
I knew
Are
this
we
was going to be a banger with you on here.
Yeah.
First of all, like
I wasn't ready for this.
both of us are just like.
What's crazy
And
is
I've
this,
heard a lot of this story. Like he's talked about this.
I went on the major. I got to pee real quick, man.
yeah, you're good.
Okay,
yeah, we're
go
gonna take a
for
quick
it.
break.
Good timing.
And I'm gonna. Are we recording?
We back.
We had to take
Mike's
a quick
back.
break.
Back.
I needed to go call my therapist.
You walked out. He looks at me. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm just blown away by this."
It
Like,
wasn't like you tell it in a way that it's not super heavy. Like you're very charismatic in your approach.
relatable. Like you.
Yeah, and I
be
mean,
relatable.
all of it just made.
Yeah.
I don't know about made sense, but it didn't end. It
And-
just
and
kept
I
going.
Yeah, I touched on that. I mean, there's so.
And you breeze right past a few things that I'm just not even going to go back and revisit. I think we'll save them for another podcast. Did you hear that? You hear what I'm hearing? I'm going to leave that in the episode so people can hear what the hell I'm trying to navigate. But I'm just amazed at your attitude towards the whole thing. I mean, you're one charismatic son of a gun. Do you do a lot of speaking?
That's all I do all day.
Okay.
Groups all day.
I have a question. So I keep getting, so I've been working with recovery courts, not necessarily the Veterans Court, although that's in progress, but I've been working with Lindsay. She's great. She's with Rutherford County. And I just keep hearing so many amazing things from Rutherford County, specifically the Veterans Court. And there has to be a reason why it's so good. It's just not by accident. Whoever's in charge or whatever the foundation they built it on, it is inspiring to me because everybody you're describing is very involved. They're passionate about it, and that's a difficult thing when you have a government job. It's very difficult because these are social programs. It's hard for people to keep that sense of duty and compassion and service mindset, and for whatever reason, it's working. And I was just curious if you have any idea why.
Man, I've been to the because as a peer, you know, the VA has peers that are assigned to all the kind of veterans course within Tennessee Valley, meaning Tennessee Valley for the VA purposes is like from Chattanooga to Clarksville. So I've been to the Veterans Court in Hamilton County, past Clarksville. I forgot the other county, not past Chattanooga. I'm sorry. Greenville, I think, whatever, something out there, another county, Bradley County. They got a Veterans Court. I've been to the Clarksville Veterans Court, the Nashville Veterans Court, as a VA employee, just to kind of see what the peer that used to be there, Billy Truesdale, which is now he's director of Journey Home, which is awesome organization too in Murfreesboro. But I think Murfreesboro is just putting the right people in the right funding through the city council Of course, you got to have and the right judges, man.
So you're saying the city has a lot to do with it because
The
VA
city
is a
has a lot
government
to do,
program.
but it's also the people that genuinely care about other people and really aren't there for a job, but are saying, "Hey, we want to see you successful in every area." And it's just a blessing for right now that you got Judge McFarland, junior and senior, that are both sincere about helping veterans. You got Anthony, I mean, and Sean. So you got even Kathy Ward, who was there, my case manager when I was there. All those people love the job. Now, sometimes you may have a veterans court where the judge really don't care, or a case manager like, I'm just trying to get paid. You got to do the, there's no, they're just there for a job. But right now you have people in place in Rutherford County. Funding and the right people create a great environment. And of course, the veterans and veterans court. You know what I'm saying? We had people that, there's people I went to veterans court with that are in federal prison that have died, that whatever, because that's what it is when you're in trouble. Like you got 3 routes, man. It's recovery, locked up, or death. That's all it is. You may be able to maintain for a while, but you're going to have to choose one. But Rutherford County definitely has the best veterans court, without a doubt.
And we've been separated from it, and I've experienced all 3.
Yeah.
Recovery, death, and jail.
Yeah. I think the community has something to be very proud of, and I think there needs to be more awareness around it because it's absolutely incredible.
Now, jumping back to the McFarlands, the judges, because McFarland Sr. was the original judge. His son now is the Veterans Court judge. And you've never seen a judge that cares so much. He shows it. Now, when he's up, he's got that robe on, and he's up, in whatever the judge's area, whatever it's called, it's not a chamber, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He is a judge, and he's talking to you, and it will be respect, and he'll let you know if you're going to speak or not. But here's the biggest difference, and what made the biggest impression with me, and it was with your class. That man gets up, takes his robe off, puts it down, comes around and sits down like we're boys. And he's like, "What's up, guys?" And he's hugging you, and he's like, "We have to write these journals, right, that we have to turn in." And you think you're going to pay it lip service. Because most of the time, for the first couple of weeks, everybody's like, "Thank you so much for accepting me in the program. I'm not in jail, blah, 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 blah." But then you start talking about your life. Like, he wants to know. And that judge will call you up, or when he speaks to you, and he's going, "Jonathan, you wrote about your son, whose name is this. Did you do that? Hey, Carlos, I know you wanted to do that motorcycle course. Did you take that?" Like, he's invested in every single veteran in that group at the time, remembers, reads, and then goes over it with the treatment team. So it's very personal. Yeah. It's not just fire and brimstone from the pulpit.
He's showing respect for the position, but he also doesn't take himself so seriously personally. So I can see why he separates the two.
Yeah.
It's to show honor and respect to the position, not himself.
I mean,
which is rare.
Which is very rare. I mean, he's a very well-to-do man, doesn't need this, does it? It's a family passion, passed down. And and he does separate it. When he's got the robe on, he's the judge. When he takes it off, it's like talking to a buddy, but a buddy that you respect, that you go to for advice. But he shows who he is by knowing the details of what you've shared with him, and he will remember it and follow up with you. And then I don't think I've been to a single graduation where he hasn't fought back tears, because he sees us at our worst, the worst for the individual, and then sees how far along you've come, how you've grown. And then when he listens to us speak and he recalls the guys that were in front of him, or ladies, we've had both, that were in front of him. I mean, he's choked up with pride and joy because he sees somebody that found purpose and worth again. I mean, I get chills talking about him because I got nothing but love and respect. Anthony, Sean, the exact same thing. People that would give you the shirt off their back if they could. They're restricted by law and procedure and HIPAA and all that kind of stuff, because these people love you so much. They believe in you at times where you would never believe in yourself. You're like, why am I worth it? And they talk you through all this stuff. It's incredible.
I'm working with people in recovery court, and I don't know how much I can really share. I don't think there's anything that I can't share. But we had agreed to not accept, we had agreed to only accept nonviolent criminals. Felonies within the last 7 years, as long as they were just addiction, that type of stuff. And I had a guy today that was talking about doing 30 years, and I thought, well, I can't imagine, what you got to go through to get 30 years. And at the end of it, he goes, yeah, I killed somebody. And I was like, I don't know if we can keep, because we had founded it on the standard, and everybody was compassionate. Like, I liked the guy. I really hit it off with him. But I thought, we built this on this standard, and it's not fair to anyone else. Like, we have to figure this out. So I was thinking today, we were thinking through, well, I want to give them a chance too. You know, I don't know what you know what I mean? There's certain things that I probably personally wouldn't forgive. That's for Jesus to do, you know, especially if you hurt kids and stuff. But in other cases, there needs to be something, because this stuff can, you know.
Well, in veterans court, they will not accept you with any type of sexual misconduct or assault.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of standard, but at the same time,
like murder. You know what I'm saying? But if it was like vehicular manslaughter or something like that, I think those are the gray areas.
Yeah, accidental stuff.
Yeah,
well,
accident.
Maybe manslaughter or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I still think it had me thinking today, okay, I can probably put something together. There has to be a place for everybody. You know what I mean? Because either you're going to pay for it on the front end, or you're going to be paying for it on the back end, one way or another.
Like, it's hard to set a standard, because it's almost like you got to go individual by individual basis.
It is.
You got to look at the person you're talking to, but because I've been on the other side, and they didn't want to accept me in veterans court. And I'm like, and plus when I got out, I had to get like 60 letters total. I got 60 from prominent people in the community saying, please give Mr. You know, my mom's doing this.
Yeah.
You know, getting all these, you know, like, it was not just more than them agreeing. I had 60 letters, and they looked at, before I got served the sealed indictment, I already started completing all these classes prior to me knowing about that at the workhouse. Like, I already took the initiative in changing my life before I got hit with this, like, hey, we're looking at taking your life. I'm like, oh. So that kind of helped me get in there, but they did not want to let me in veterans court.
Well, in this case, this is like workforce development, trying to re-enter, but at the same time, we have to protect employees. You know what I mean? So it's very complicated. It's nothing I take lightly. I just got to be very cautious. We don't want to put an innocent person at risk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it definitely depends on the scenario. And I don't have access to backgrounds. I generally don't ask. I wished we wouldn't have found out today. I thought ignorance is truly bliss.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny to me that somebody who killed someone, it couldn't have been like first, second degree murder, because they wouldn't have been allowed into the program.
I don't even know if I should have. So, so it started with recovery court, and we've processed them, and it's changed. We have a new pipeline that we're figuring out today, and we're realizing we need to do a little bit more vetting before, you know what I mean? We're figuring it out. We take problems as they come, develop solutions, and move on, but it is very complicated.
Yeah, it's I think the whole criminal, I wish I had just more time I think there needs to be so much reform done within the criminal, because, you know, like for me, if I had a public defender when all this happened, man, I'd be doing 42 years without a doubt. I mean, really, in actuality, money is what controls the whole system. That's just a fact. I don't care what your race, whatever. If you're Elon Musk money, you could shoot another judge in front of the judge and murder him point blank. If you got 800 billion, you're going to get out of there.
Well, it's funny because I had another guy. We were just talking. He passed his test. I was proud of him. I didn't tell him he passed his test, but, you know, I was still proud of the guy. He's a go-getter. And he was just talking about, DUIs, blah, blah. I was like, man, don't worry about it. It happens to everybody. Or not everybody, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, it happens to a lot of us. He goes, but it was 8 DUIs. And I'm like, God, 8? Yeah. And I was like, how did you get through it? He goes, money. I just paid and got it reduced. Got to pay every single time. I'm thinking, our system, even though I'm proud that we have, there's certain aspects of it that are still broken.
I mean, it's still, if you have enough money, and plus all a lawyer is doing, like, there even is really no point in a lawyer. All they're doing is speaking for you in court, because you don't know how the legal terms to speak, whatever. The DA and them are just talking like, look, man, this kid, he has a pretty good family. Let's cut him a deal.
It's just a deal. That's what
it's backdoor dealing.
That's
country
all
club
it is.
dealing. Yeah.
I always say that rock bottom's a great place to build, but there's different levels of rock bottom, obviously.
Yes.
And I always think when it comes to my friends, I want them to find rock bottom quickly. And so I cut people off very fast because I don't want them to find the pits of hell rock bottom, facing 42 years rock bottom, And it was only because that your family finally got to a point they said no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you really process that, you think, God, if I would have been cut off in the very beginning, I might have woke up. Although you seem to be big-spirited and headstrong, you were going to find out the hard way no matter what.
Yeah, I had to get locked up to quit. But then
you had to have your life completely threatened to be removed, to be forgotten was your
Yeah.
biggest fear.
Yeah, I mean, it was either death or like, hey, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. That's when I finally got what I call some act right, and, you know, in my head, like, okay, but I mean, it's weird. Like, I drive a government vehicle that's assigned. That's weird, you know.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, I feel like I'm a federal agent.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, you know, if I get pulled over, like, man, you see the federal ID. And I don't work for the feds, I do, but for the federal government as a VA employee, not, you know, the FBI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's awkward. It's still awkward. Like, I run groups with a psychologist. Like, I'm facilitating a group with a doctor.
I mean, who to know better though? You have a point of
Yes,
reference that even I don't have. Like if you haven't experienced those you were talking about you were being around a bunch of people with wisdom. Well, wisdom's a result of experience. I don't know a wiser man sitting in front of me. You know all the things not to do. So you are a light for other people. And as long as you keep doing that, and I think the mindset you have in service, I think that's the secret. If you don't serve other people, what's the point?
Yeah, but being of service to others is, I mean, because when you die, it's not going to be like, oh, man, you got 20 watches, 15 cars, and 4 houses. It's
None
going
of
to
it
be like,
matters.
man, what'd you do to live your life right, and how did you help somebody else? I mean, of course, you know, how you live, all that, you know, but I think a lot of this, you know, how did you bless or help someone else change their life or been a witness for me? Like, that's what matters. How'd you love your family? How'd you treat your parents? How'd you treat your wife, your kids?
Yeah.
And those are the things, like, that's what I'm focusing on now. That's what I pray for now. It's like, you know, these things, like, I'm getting into the nitty gritty now. Like, what do I got to work on? I stopped the drugs, you know, I stopped running with this crowd. Now it's work on your patience, work on be slow to speak, you know, watch what you speak. Don't gossip, you know, all that stuff is what I'm working on now.
Well, I love it. I brainwashed my children as babies. I had this epiphany, like, where's all this happiness coming from? Why am I always such a happy guy? And it's because I'm a catalyst in other people's lives. And I just, since they were young, I would say, if you want to be happy, truly happy, produce more than you consume and give more than you take.
Yeah,
that's it.
for sure.
And I'm telling you, I still live by that to this day.
I'll say, really, and I'm not trying to say this to my own horn, but I've never done it. I'm 44. But I finally, it's probably been a year and a half, I started tithing that experience, which I'm not doing 10%. That's a fact. I'm doing what I know that I can afford and be okay with it. And of course, I increase it for 2026. By $25 is not a lot, but I was never doing anything my whole life before. Yeah. But now that's like before. The only thing that comes out of my paycheck on Wednesdays is experience. Then everything else, I don't like money being taken out. I'd rather call my mortgage place and pay them. I'd rather call the electric place and pay them. Like, let me pay you, but the church is the first, no matter any other bill. That's the first that I'm paying, just because, you know, experience, even New Vision. You know Brady Cooper, New Vision?
Yeah.
Ask Brady Cooper if he knows John Wiggins. Okay. Back in the day, before New Vision got big, he used to be the youth pastor. Okay, and it was this other guy, Mike, that was the pastor, and Brady's wife, Amy, used to actually tutor me. This is like in 97, 96. We actually almost had a big church fight in the parking lot with a bunch of us back in the day, between like 60 people. It used to be different in Murfreesboro back in the day. It used to go down, dude, but Brady's a good dude, man. I haven't seen him in probably 20 years, but he used to be the youth pastor out there, moved and went to Hendersonville to a church and came back years later, and now New Vision blown up.
I love New Vision. I love him too, but I ended up settling with Corey over at the Experience.
Corey's good. I love Corey is you got a preacher that preaches, and then you got a teacher.
He's a teacher.
Yes.
Corey's a teacher, which, I mean,
and
he
that's
still
what
preaches, but he's not like a theatrical preacher.
No.
You know, like, oh, you know, if you don't, you know, and throwing water at you, this and that. He's like, this is the fun. This is what you have to do. This is what it's saying. And he breaks it down to you word by word. He's like a teacher.
I think it's important to get to that we have a variety, because I just kept repeating this because I'm recently a servant to God. You know, and I recently dedicated my life to Him and everything that I'm doing. And I realized that I kept hearing this. I've said it a bunch. I kept hearing this phrase in my mind, He'll meet you where you're at. And I remember the first time I went to the Experience, I'm thinking, what in the hell is going on here? Are these people wearing hats? And I grew up in a fundamental Baptist church, independent fundamentalist, so it was pretty strict. And I go in there and I thought, no, He's meeting them where they're at. And I'm so happy that you have these little hellfire and brimstone churches, because that's what they need. And the Experience is producing what they need, and New Vision, and that's probably good why we have a nice variety.
Yeah.
So I'm not judgmental is what I'm saying based on how people do it.
Yeah, experience. There's a lot of people I met in there, man. There's a lot of people got, and everybody's story, like, I hear worse stories or whatever, but some people may not even have, like, I've never been arrested or whatever, but their parents divorced or something. Everybody, different situations affect people differently. Like a kid that had their parents divorced, that could have almost made them commit suicide or something.
Sure.
There's so many different stories that mean so much to people, and it's I met a lot of people that are resilient, have changed their lives, that experience that are solid folks, man.
Well, I won't go too deep into it because I'm not that deep into it, but Amy and I have been talking a lot about addiction because I was telling her my perspective. Amy was a recent guest. She was incredible. Her podcast dropped this week. And I was telling her, I think that a lot of addiction is not necessarily people addicted to the substance, but people suppressing a trauma, some past experience. Maybe it was divorce, maybe it was this, and they didn't really actually know how to get help for it. And the addiction is the thing that we suppress. But for you, you moved on to a new addiction, it sounds like, which is running. Because I heard you say something about 5 miles and 40 miles.
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking,
sent him a picture. Your
what
last
the
picture
hell?
of you with a medal.
Yeah. I ran the Music City 15K.
So you are a runner now? Have you always been a runner?
No, really, just the last year. But running, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't like running. It hurts my legs. My legs hurt. My belly's shaking while I'm running. But it says in my head, I'm saying, hey, you got SMART goals, which are like specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-based, saying, hey, I know I can do this. I'm going to do it 3 hours a day, 4 days a week, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we teach that where I work at. But I know that in my head, I can say, I'm going to run 5 miles today. I'm going to do 3 10Ks this week. And then I do it and I accomplish it. And then that gives me that sense of accomplishment in my mind saying, I did this.
Yeah.
And so that's why I become addicted to running. And plus, I like to eat. So I'm sticking the same way, man. I can eat like 5,000 calories because I'm burning 2,000 a day.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably have
You're
to.
preaching to the choir now, boy.
Yeah.
Tell you
Yeah,
what.
that's
And
incredible.
I'll do some weights, like I'll do my arms, but man, and plus running mentally, I mean, it does give you that runner's high, but that hour that I spend running, like, hey, all I'm focusing on is, man, what am I grateful for? My heart rate and my pace, and that's all. I don't think about nothing else. That's it.
The reason why I'm chubby and lazy is because my mental health is so good.
Oh, God. Okay.
That yoga song,
Okay.
people say I'm fat. I guess I'm eating good.
Yeah,
Where there's
I'm
fat,
being
there's
silly.
flavor.
I was going to wear that T-shirt tonight, but no, I just I wished. I think I would love to be a runner. In my mind, I watched so much Casey Neistat back in the day that I was like, God, that dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Casey
Neistat. He's a YouTuber and he blew up. He was one of the
Maybe.
biggest.
I
And
watch
so he's
a
a
lot of
runner. He'll run
YouTubers.
10 miles. He gets up. He runs 10 miles. It's not a choice. It's what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I thought, man, he does that in like 15 minutes. I'm like, obviously not that fast, but he's fast. He runs like the marathons, the big ones. And I thought, man, that's a good way to stay lean. Just like you go out and you run 15, 20 minutes and done. I got to go in the gym and kill myself for a damn hour and I skip about half the shit they give me.
I do.
I'm just not disciplined.
Man, I'll say I'm 44. My middle sister, 45, Emily, she is like a professional marathon runner. She ran the Germany marathon,
Really?
New York City, Boston, Chicago. She's probably ran 30 marathons. I mean, she's like sponsored. She's,
Legit.
I'm a beginner compared to her.
Yeah.
But, her, that's inspiration. My other sister, who's a great mom. My mom, my dad, who's changed his life. And all these people, Carlos, Grind, all these people, I'm taking like bits and pieces from. I'm like, man, I want that character trait. I want to do what they're doing, strive to be like. I used to have envy and jealousy. Now it just motivates me. Like, man, how'd you become a doctor? What do I need to do? Sean Smith? Man, John, if you want to learn how to do what I'm doing, I'll sit down. And all these people, man, it's like, if I can make $1 million and I know I can make it, and Carlos says, man, how'd you do it? Brother, pull up a seat. Let me show you how I did it. I'm going to help you make $1 million too. You know what I mean? Good. That's service connection. I help all these guys. It's like, man, I'm housing with veterans, service connection, jobs, whatever I can do to make your life better, man, I'll do all I can. Now, it does get overwhelming because I'll have people calling me, hey, man, you helped me 3 months ago. Who's this? But it's all good, man. It's it's a good stress. I'm not worried. I'm not on the run. It's a good stress.
It's all manageable. It's all manageable.
Yeah.
It's within control. I just hope people take Wiggins. I'm used to calling him Wiggy or Wiggins. Sorry, but I wish people would take his mindset shift his positivity, and his accountability. You heard him say he stopped being envious and channeled that energy into, how do I get there? How do I learn this?
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what do I
That's
got to do to get to
incredible.
that point?
That is,
No, I'm honestly not jealous, but I do appreciate how motivated you are
Yeah.
and how happy you are, how grateful you are, and I am too. But you're on another level. But you came from so much more.
Yeah, and it's, well, I mean, I'm 44, so from 18 to 38, you know, I have nothing to show. So it's almost my mindset is that
Making
of
up.
like a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, I'm about to graduate college this year. Oh, am I going to be satisfied after that? No, I'll probably go back for my master's. You know, I'm running. Am I going to be satisfied with a 15K? No, I'm going to run a marathon this year, even though it's going to kill me.
I think
you know,
that's okay.
but it's not that. It's also like, hey, how can, and we talked about it today in a self-esteem group I do with this lady, Danielle, great, phenomenal social worker I work with, but self-esteem saying like, you know, what are your values in life? You got goals, which is I'm going to, you know, keep running until I run a marathon and I've accomplished that goal. Your values are like, I want to be a good parent. Well, you're never going to, you can never stop trying to be a good, there's not one day you're going to wake up and say, hey, you know what? I've accomplished that. I'm just a good parent. No, till the day you die, you're going to keep striving to be a good parent because that's an important value to you. So I'm looking at my values like, hey, I want to be, you know, good parent, good father, good friend, great coworker, great son, great brother, and all these things. And I continue to work at that day in and day out. And it's hard, man. Like I'm doing it, it's hard.
Yeah.
All this stuff I'm doing, it gets overwhelming with kids. I got 4 kids, wife, everybody I provide for, DAV, fishing, VA, veterans. I mean, it gets overwhelming, but it's like, man, you just got to get to it, man. I mean, what are you going to sit there and complain? You're just going to get up and get to it.
You can just die if you're not growing. I dedicated my life. The podcast actually exists for personal growth, and something we put into every aspect of life is Kaizen, which means constant improvement. It's Japanese philosophy. It's called Kaizen. Kaizen is constant improvement.
How do you know how to spell it?
Kaizen, I believe.
Like that. Constant improvement.
Kaizen, yeah, is constant improvement, and it's how the world runs. It's what lean principles are. Have you ever heard of lean?
Yeah.
Lean manufacturing. That's how the entire world operates. It's identify a problem, make an improvement as quickly as possible, and measure the results and modify it, and never stop. And my mindset has been that my whole life. Although I'm only good at identifying my problems. I was talking to a class this morning. We were talking about strengths and weaknesses, and I said, well, I think your greatest strength is when you understand your weaknesses. And generally, your greatest strength is your weaknesses. And so if you can focus on your weaknesses, and now it's debilitating for me because I don't ever look at the things I'm doing right. I don't want to talk about that. Where can I improve? And I'm obsessive about it, and it keeps me from ever finding those low lows. I'm constantly a work in progress. I just did a podcast with my kids, and it was a reflection of the growth that I had made in my life. 3 sons sitting there on the couch and just talking about the growth that they've seen in me. They said, you're not the same dad we grew up with. And that's the greatest compliment ever.
Yeah, that's and it's always you know, the biggest thing I think I struggle with, like, no one is perfect, and I struggle with that because I'm like, I strive for perfection, but it's like I'm always going to fall short, man. You know what I'm saying? But I keep, it's like I keep, it's work every day. Every day is work. Like, what can I do? How can I be my best in every aspect, every value that I have today? Just, you know, it's always work. But I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to sin. But, you know, you got to get back at it and repent and do it again the next day. You know, try not to make the same mistake or do better.
Yeah, own it. Mistakes are inevitable. Own them, accept it, and move on. And something I've been saying a lot, and because Corey was talking about a target or whatever, and I don't know if it hit me or if he mentioned it, but what I pulled from it was Jesus was the only one that's ever been perfect. He is the target, and it's our job not to hit it. We'll never hit the target, but you still try to aim for it every single day. Some days you're off, some days you're on, but you don't wake up one day and just say, screw it. Yeah. You say, nah, I'll get back to it. So that's how I've been really trying to live my life.
And a lot less mistakes. You know, my mistakes now are usually just by my tongue, by what I say and how I act or how I react. It's not like mistakes before were like, man, I'm, you know, hitting runs, dope, you know, felonies, this and that, you know, losing apartments, cars, jobs, major mistakes. Now it's just like, I shouldn't have snapped on my wife. I shouldn't have talked condescending to my stepson, you know, or you know, minute, you know, that pray for correction and wisdom, discernment, all that stuff, man. And talk with other people that are, have been parents or dealt with the same stresses you dealt with, and like that are maybe 60 or something, but like, what are you doing? How'd you make it? What worked for you? Like, what did you pray for? What did you do? Because I always I welcome constructive criticism and wisdom. Like, if I need correcting, tell me what I need correcting on, because I'm that type of person that like, you know what, you're right. I see that. I do that.
A lot of people won't take that because of ego.
Yeah.
But I think he hit the nail on the head with correction.
Yeah.
Like we talk about mistakes, but we don't talk about correction. We are supposed to learn from our mistakes. Yep. And a repeated mistake is a choice.
Yep. A correction is an improvement.
A correction is an improvement.
Kaizen goes back to that.
That's it.
Constant improvement. So one thing I want to mention is that I was on a journey for a long time, long before Christianity, and I just kind of really dove deep into psychology and philosophy, and it really had a massive impact in my life because it taught me about personal responsibility and really how to apply it. But I realized it was still hard, very, very hard, because I was doing it by myself. I was always about personal responsibility, self-overcoming. And that's the one thing that drew me to Christianity. And I know you're talking about praying. You keep mentioning, God, Jesus, whatever. And I thought, man, is it not so much easier when you're doing it with him and you're not doing it alone? Because everything that I implemented in my life was a temporary solution. I would come up with a fix, but then, it'd mess up again. Relationship issues were inevitable. They were never going to improve long-term because I was coming up with little patches that seemed to fix the problem for a minute. But because he wasn't at the center of my life, and I had an epiphany, I said, I'll never start another job. With this podcast, we have to put God at the middle of it. I've really been praying about it. And it's new for me. We talk about this a lot. And I thought, I'm not doing it based on the tips and tricks that I've identified. They're all temporary solutions. Yeah. And I was just thinking about you and the life that you've lived and now how you've applied God, because you said Jesus told you to fish off the other side of the boat, and you really ran with that. Do you think that was like a big part of you staying on this path?
Yeah. I mean, when I was in jail, man, that's golly, it was, man, I was like a little kid. I just wanted to be by my mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it was so, that was the time where it's like, that was the time where it's like, man, if I get this time, like I already had, like, I don't know if I'm gonna kill myself or what I'm gonna do. Cause I mean, it's such a long, and all I had was like, God, man, this is all I got is God. That's all I got. This is the only thing that's going to get me through this, seeing my mom. But it's like, you could have the Bible in your jail cell. So I had the Bible, you know what I mean? And that's all I had, man. I mean, you realize real quick when you get locked up, man, really when it comes down to it at the end of life, at your worst of your worst, your best of your best, man, it's really your family. There may be one or two solid friends, but it's really your family is all you got besides God. That's it. Those are the people who are always going to ride with you, your blood. I mean, you have some friends, don't get me wrong, but man, yeah, when you got to do some time, you see it real quick. But it was God, man, that got me, Jesus got me through for sure. People say God, and that's so general. Islam, their God, whatever, but Jesus.
Got to have Jesus. He's the ticket.
Yeah, right. But it's still, man, I mean, it's still hard, I do the right thing, but man, like church, I love church, but really what's been the most beneficial to be honest with you, is life group. That's where we have our Bible study through experience at you may know him, Eric, the long hair dude that plays bass guitar.
Yeah.
At Experience.
I mean, I don't know him, but I've seen him.
We do a life group at his house, him and Leanne. Super solid,
That's
good,
awesome.
great people, man. Always welcome in their house. But a lot of people in that group, even people younger than me, 25, 26, but still have more wisdom and knowledge. And it's like, we read through the Bible and then everybody kind of shares their opinions, what, your life and this and that. And it's like, man, I feed off everybody. Everybody's knowledge. I'm like, hey, you guys, and I'll admit, like, hey, you know more than me, or you understand this better, and then we talk about it, and it makes more sense. And that's what really, I gotta have that. You know what I'm saying?
You plugged yourself in.
Plugged myself
in.
The
saying, you're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. It sounds like you're the sum of the 500 amazing influences in your life right now.
It changed a lot. Like he said on one, he said you got to change people, places, and things. Which changing it's hard. to let go of some old friends because you're like, man, we've been through so much, whatever. And it's not necessarily letting go, but it's just like, man, if I know you're doing this, it's like, yeah, I can't mess with you. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to help anybody, but I got to know that you're trying to help yourself. I'm not just going to shoot you money knowing you're still doing dope. If you're just like, man, look, I'm in the halfway house, I'm working, I just can't afford this. Can you loan me 50? And I know you've been sober. I got you.
Yeah, there's a verse, I don't know which one it is, but I'm pretty certain it's something like, how can two walk together and not be the same? Have you ever heard that before? I need to look it up. Somebody quote me on that. But I remember
I got half
as
the New
a kid.
Testament on my arm right there. You know what I mean? Hey, but I'll tell you something that I ain't going to shout out my boy. He did a lot of my tattoos, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians, I forgot the 4:4 or something. But anyways, I can do all things, and shout out to Sean Smith because he's the one who caught this when I posted it on Facebook, the picture of my boy. But I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I've just got, I can do all things through Christ because when he spelled strengthens, this fool spelled it wrong. No, bro. Real talk. I'm on Facebook. I'm like, look at the new chat. And then my boy Sean Smith from Veterans Court, he goes, hey, Wiggins, you know strengthen spelled wrong? I said, what? And I can't see it good because, you know, I'm looking like this. I said, oh, man, it is spelled. The roof is on fire.
That is, what's that movie? The dude
No
with the
regrets.
tattoo?
No regrets. Hey, but it does look straight. He put the cross there. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can do all things through Christ. I say,
Period.
Yeah.
Bam. You know, shorten it up. So it's, and then I got, what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he'll reveal to us later, Romans 8:18, which is a good one.
Beautiful.
I had this idea a while back, crown over craving. Like every choice I make in life, I need to choose my crown over my craving. And that evolved into, I got baptized and I walked in. I was like, nope, not my crown, his crown. And it's crown over craving, the original sin.
Oh, let me see that. You actually got it tatted on there.
Yeah, the original sin, the apple and the snake. Carlos
What's that
knows.
say? What's that say?
It's Gaelic. It says crown over craving.
Oh, it's
and
just
it's a reminder
Gaelic's,
constantly. Gaelic's Irish.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah,
And then I have the other version.
yeah.
So
Oh, that's
basically
pretty
the
sweet.
same, but mine says he who conquers himself conquers. And it's the same, crown over craving in Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
That's pretty slick. Well, let me go ahead and
get it. No, I was honored. Well, Carlos is like, dude,
I asked, and I was like,
can
hey.
I turn this into a tattoo? I'm like, because I had been like
Bro, I'll get it.
processing.
I'll get whatever
Well, it
tattooed
helps
on
me,
me.
man, because I struggle still. You know what I mean? Those impulses are real. Those feelings, whether it's a woman,
yeah.
some chick, says the right thing, peels a layer back from your heart. I'm thinking, what is this? And I just think, his crown over my craving. And it helps me to just say, I'll do the right thing.
Let me make better decisions.
And it's everywhere. I mean, even at church sometimes the way that, there's, I'm like, man, sometimes it's like they're dressing a little bit too inappropriately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But I mean,
It's a distraction.
Temptation is everywhere, not just, I mean, for anything. It's so prevalent now. I mean, if you look at one bad thing on your phone, then your whole feed is that same bad thing. You're like, dude, I just looked at this funny video one time. Now I got, this popping up every 2 seconds.
Or somebody sends something and then you watch it and now it's in your algorithm.
it's in
And
your
it's like, so I'm cautious with whose messages I open up. Carlos and I and Brennan, we three share a lot of the same things. I accidentally put y'all in a message together and I deleted it, but we'll kind of send funny. He sends me funny stuff all the time, appropriate stuff, obviously, but
this is what I was talking
but
about.
it'll mess your algorithm.
Controllables, like there are people, especially on Facebook and stuff, that I got to mute, man.
Yeah.
And then we start with a mute.
They're in a different place in life.
We go to a 30-day rest period, and after that, if you still playing these games, hey, have a nice day. I'll say hi to you in real life.
Yeah, I don't need the
IRL.
distraction, the temptation, man. It's real.
That's been a big thing. Like, man, with a 2-year-old, because it's so much cell phone and all that. It's like, that's been my biggest thing. Like, John, get off your phone and spend time with your son. You know what I'm saying? Like, just playing with him. 2.5-year-old, he wants to, he's learning how to talk. He has a little Red Ryder tricycle and it's called bicycle, but he's like, Dad, bye guy. I'm like, that's not a bye guy, but it's a bicycle. So we'll be outside, all these other kids on the bike, and he's pointing at me, he's like, bye guy. I'm like, bro, you're going to give me a fight out of being a 12-year-old. But, I got the electric bike. You dudes are riding motorcycles. I bought an electric bike.
Electric sounds fun. He's been thinking about it.
Bro, I got one, and all I got it for was because I live by the Greenway, and so I'm going to get on my bike where I live at, take the back road to the Greenway with my fishing pole, and boom, I can hit up anywhere to fish on some sort of electric bike. But I got the $500 one, and only is a 750 watt motor. So it goes 22 miles an hour, but it only goes like so far. So I'm selling that because my mom wants one. I'm going to get the more expensive one. And they're pretty slick, man. 22 miles an hour on a little electric bike with short tires.
Kind of moving.
It's kind of faster than you think, dude. But they're pretty cool. I mean, I can't do the bikes like you guys got because, man, I just I'll end up probably wrecking, and this head don't even fit in the helmet, dude. It's like the size of Texas, bro. They got a specially made, like Shaquille O'Neal shoes, you know what I'm saying? The same factory makes my hats and helmets, you know what I mean?
my God.
Just a super
He can
size.
only ride in California.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm ahead of the class, you know what I mean?
Woo. Well, listen, I got to go back to one thing you said too, because so many of us as dudes want to handle everything ourselves. And Wiggins said it really well, where we are not an island, and you've got to be able to have people in your circle that will correct you in love, will help you when you seek advice, have a mentor, have those friends. You have you said your tight group. Like I go to my,
I call it my
still
circle of influence.
Circle of influence. Have you ever heard of a council of colonels?
Sounds
is
good.
Very similar. You go to these. It's normally people that are further along in areas of your life. I get that from. I do my small group at New Vision still at 6 a.m. because I just grew with those guys. They've seen me through a lot of the sobriety, but I attend Sundays with this crazy and all my other family. We've got like a whole 2 rows where slightly that shrinks and grows, but we're there. We're steady. So you go where you're fed, but when people congratulate me, this is when I remember it the most. When people will be like, happy 3 years or happy 3.5 or whatever, when it's a milestone, there's certain people that I congratulate back. And I say, I hope you understand that this is just as much your victory as it is mine. Yeah, I had to do some work and I had to do some things, but you helped me get there. You supported me. Mm-hmm. You stood by me. You lifted me up when I was depressed, when I was crying, when I was feeling those things. I wasn't always Captain Positivity, though most people see that. We suffer, we hurt. And those people that know, like, hey, you've been a little too quiet, or they're in your corner. I'm like, you don't understand. You went through this with me from this point all the way to this. This victory, this 3.5 years, congratulations, because you did that with me. I'm here because of you.
Yeah, the encouragement, man. Like, you got the 5 love languages. The words of affirmation. Like if someone says, like, if my boss or my wife or my mom, like, John, you're doing a great job, man, that feeds me for like a year. You could give me a Bentley or say, I'm proud of the job you're doing. I'd rather have, proud of the job I'm doing. That means more to me now. It used to be like, man, let me get that Bentley plus that Rolls over there. But, that means somebody's saying like they're proud, or like, when Anthony says it, man, it's like, that means so much to me, dude. Like I think about that. If my wife posted something the other day, just like, at first, some things she posted, but it means a lot. Like those little things is what means the most to me. It keeps me, it's like fuel, man. It feeds me. And I'm like, I'm gonna go harder. I'm gonna grind harder.
At the end of the day, you start to realize I'm a little bit older. I'm 49.
Oh man, you're old, dude.
I'm old as shit. And the more I learn about life, and I realized this pretty early on, none of that shit matters. None of the rules matter. Listen, own your shit, accept it, move on. And it's the simple things that are so sweet.
And I wanted to touch because there's so many with the recovery aspect and what I learned, especially where I work at, and so many people, man, recovery is different for everybody. And you got your hardcore AA guys gonna watch this in NA, and that's cool. I went to that for a while, and that works for some people. But some people, hey, it's church. Some people, it's being involved with this and having a therapist and having their good support. And if that works for them, that works for them. So I've learned that everybody's recovery is going to be different on what they implement into their life. And even in the big book for AA people, page 45, it says the main purpose of this book is to help you find a power greater than yourself that will help you solve your problem. Which meaning in reality, that the one thing that's going to help you stay on the straight and narrow is Jesus, man. And then everything else is just accountability, support, encouragement, and kind of keeping you on track. But the main thing is that heart change, man. AA is good because it's structured. NA is good at structure. You got sponsor, this and that. And all that is accountability and support and keep you on track. If I got my accountability with people I work with, my family and friends, and that's my support too, and probation and all that stuff.
Right.
And, this was working for me, man. Church works for me better than AA. Some people do AA in church. I prefer church.
Well, that's the thing. He'll meet you where you're at. So whatever works for you. I know we got to start wrapping up. And I wanted to say, though, I brought the podcast back because I was like, I want to tell other people's stories. But I just wanted to say thanks a lot to any future guests I have, because you kind of ruined it and broke the damn podcast with that crazy ass story. Everything's going to be boring after this.
Nah, man. There's a couple guys that are veteran guys that got some, man.
I don't want to one up this shit. This is crazy.
Bro. Yeah, I told you.
Maybe not as crazy, but combat vets been just stories of resilience, overcoming adversity. Just owning companies, changing lives, helping. I mean, just great, phenomenal dudes, man.
Well, you're also, it's not just your story. You're a great storyteller.
Yeah, this was natural,
you have a
brother.
gift.
This
Your
was really
memory
natural.
is insane. The nuances and the details and the acronyms that you rattle off, your memory is incredible. I'm always lost. My memory sucks.
Because that fog's gone.
Yeah.
That fog is gone, man. What's
kinda
it
like
like?
a-
What
still
doesn't
got
kill
this
you
free
makes you stronger, apparently.
Free lingo with the more of the intellect lingo. It kind of still mix both. You know what I mean?
So you mentioned you're getting a degree. What's it going to be in?
Man, I graduate at the end of this year. It's going to be integrated studies with the emphasis, it's a broad degree with a focus on health and human performance, and then leadership, management, administrative.
It's perfect.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it
Is perfect.
And I should, hopefully, I got a 3.4 right now. I should end up having a 3.75, get the magna cum laude. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get those extra stripes.
Let's
you know what I
go.
mean?
Yeah, you go hard in everything you do.
Trying to,
Thank
man.
God you've pointed it towards some positive things.
Yeah, using his powers for good, right? Look at change.
Yeah, you was always meant for something, and maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
You just looked for something, even though they were negative goals. You rose to the occasion. It sounds like.
And then there's always, and I heard this, I didn't come up with this, but they got that addiction is giving up everything for that one thing. I gave up everything, my kids, life, freedom, whatever, just for that dope. But recovery is giving up that one thing, that drug for everything.
Yes.
Wow, what a beautiful statement.
Ooh, yes.
Brennan,
That's it.
I unplugged Brennan's microphone, and I'm sorry, but you're going to have to yell. What do you think about all this? Fascinating, he said.
True that they say people with the best personalities go through the harder ends of life, as if somebody that had a great life doesn't have the best personality. True.
Yeah, I always say people that hasn't ever experienced anything, they don't have a point of reference. So I think some suffering is important. You don't have to go that damn far, but thank God he built he built something from it. So good for you.
Yeah.
That story is going to help
What
a
a
lot of
pleasure.
people.
Yeah.
Well, the suffering in the Bible, the suffering produces perseverance, which creates character and gives you hope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you think about why the suffering Jesus went through was, if you really research it, people don't realize. They think he got slapped with a whip and he got hit and beat on, had a nail stuck through his. Talking about body exposed, rib cage, spine, the most horrific. There's no example that comes close. You can't paint a more devastating picture. We kind of put him, sweet little thing on a cross. It was way worse. So that's the most extreme version of suffering, and it made sense. He had to experience that to
but lived a perfect life. You know what I'm saying? I lived an imperfect life.
Yeah.
So I deserve some of my suffering. He didn't deserve it, but did it for all of us. So
It
it's
was the price.
That's even harder to.
It
fathom.
makes Christianity is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It is the most beautiful thing ever. And I rejected it for a long time. Not necessarily rejected it because it was just complicated for me. The Bible was complicated, and I've learned that if you don't have some level of acceptance, you don't really get the Holy Spirit. And that's the translator inside you that makes the Bible kind of pop off. And it's real. It's alive. It's absolutely incredible. And I never could have imagined. I still say a few four-letter words because, man, that's the people I talk to.
I do.
I love them. That's not profanity. There's nothing profane about what I'm saying. It's not cursing. None of that is any big deal. But it's the intent behind the heart. Are you building somebody up or tearing them down? And human beings have a really bad habit of latching onto a little word. I dropped an F-bomb from my mom yesterday, but I was using it as an example.
Yeah.
And she did this. shook. I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to explain. But I would never disrespect my mom. I mean, I'm very cautious in the way that I use it around certain people because it can be offensive to some people. But in general, I always want to be the same guy on the podcast that's in the same bars. I had a guy sit down, and he's going to be on the podcast soon. I'll let him tell his story, but I was just sitting there by myself, and I was waiting on this band to start playing, and he's like, "Hey, you care? Anybody sitting here?" I was like, "No, man, it's you, dog." And I'd met him before, but I didn't know him. He's always in there singing, like karaoke. No, I wasn't waiting on a band. I was waiting on the karaoke to start. I was about to shoot pool. And within 5 minutes, within 2 minutes, he starts telling the story. Today's been a great day. I said, yeah, what's up? And he goes, I took my mom to lunch. I said, for no reason, huh? No birthday, no nothing. He goes, nope. I just wanted to take her to lunch. She's my hero. And I said, yeah, why is that? And he goes, she saved my life. And he just starts rattling off. He goes, I was on meth for 3 years. And he goes, he talked about what you were talking about. He can tell when somebody's on it, off. You know, he just knows. Yeah. Anyways, I won't tell the story. I'll let him tell it. But he had just lived in a hammock for a year. And finally his mom cut him off. And that saved his life. And, yeah, he had to go through rehab. He ended up staying 4 months longer because he knew he needed it. And, you know, it was hard for him. There was a lot of off and on, back and forth, but he's trying to find his way. And he knows that church and being around the right kind of people is the answer. But, man, I'm sitting there within 7 minutes of starting this conversation. Tears are running down his eyes, dripping on the bar. This is a big, strong dude, great guy. And just tears just pouring. And I'm thinking, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be, right here. This is where I'm at. And I don't know enough about the Bible I'm not here to explain the Bible to anybody. I'm just here to listen to your stories, try to make sense of them and say, I got you, brother. I feel you. And it was beautiful, you know. It was just unbelievable. This stuff happens to me a lot. I mean, that is a little more extreme, but anyway, I just kind of wanted to tell that story because I told him, I said, I'm going to talk about you on the podcast because I think he's going to be on soon now.
Shout out to the good moms out there.
No shit, man.
Love you,
she
Mom.
cut him off, and he was like, she loved me so much. She loved him enough to say
backbone,
no.
Man. They women do a lot. I mean,
they're the strongest in many, especially a mother. Not just female, the motherly, and for their son, there's a bond between a mother and a son, and I have it with my mom that my poor sisters don't have. I love my sisters, but the connection my mom has for me is just incredible.
Your mom's so sweet.
Shout out to the good dads, man, because there's a lot of solid dads out there. And there's not as many as there used to be, but the dads that are holding it down, taking care of their kids, man, that's the ultimate hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is what makes you. I used to think money, drugs, and women, but man, if you're taking care of your kids and being the best example and teaching them character and, you know, paying attention to detail, working hard and grinding them, man, you know, you're doing right. You know
that's
what
your
I mean?
legacy.
Yeah.
And you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. I still mess up. I apologize to you probably pretty recently because I was probably too hard in a certain scenario, but it's just part of it. Hey, I'm sorry. I own that. I'll do better. And I try to do better. And if I don't, I want him to look at me and be like, Dad, that ain't what we agreed to. Yeah. I wished he would do that to me. He kind of gets on me a little bit, but he's not. We have a good relationship. I think that's important. Is not only expect respect from your kids, you have to show it. Yeah, you have to set that example.
I mean, I'm not the best at that too, because sometimes I do get, you know, agitated, impatient. Like, man, if you take out the trash, you don't put a bag back in there. Sometimes I'll snap. Like, how hard is this task? You take out the trash, put a bag back in. But sometimes I'm more angry than that. But it's something I'm working on.
I think the secret is give them an opportunity to earn something. And then the results of accomplishing this, there's a reward here. So not giving them that reward if they don't earn it, you know, that's a life lesson. If you don't pay your dues, you don't get paid at the end of the week. If you don't put in your time. So anyways, there's a million little tricks there that you'll learn as a dad as you go on. You're going to mess up, fix it, constant improvement, Kaizen. So that's the secret to life. Own it. I made a mistake. Anyways, I'll drone on and on about being a dad. I only want to be judged in this life by how my children treat other people. People say, at a certain point, it ain't your responsibility. Yes, it is. If my kids screw up, I want to feel the shame for it. It's very important.
Yeah, I tell them that, like, hey, man, what you do reflects me in how I parent you and how I am, you know, tighten up. You know, don't do stupid stuff because who raised you? Well, what'd your parents teach you? You know, no, they're not doing that.
It's funny. I say that to people all the time. I'm like, who are your parents? It could be anybody, man, woman, female, whatever. I'd be like, God, there's something about you. Who's your parents? And I'm always fascinated by, not by them, but by the influences they had in their life. And they must have been very fortunate to have somebody positive in their life. Not to take anything away from them. They had to walk the path, but somebody provided that path and made those small corrections along the way.
Thank God for them, because I see people every day. I wonder how they made it through puberty. I'm like, how do you wipe your butt, bro? It's incredible, but you got to have grace, right?
Gotta have
Man,
grace. Gotta give yourself grace.
Dude, that's the hardest
We're
part.
hardest on ourselves.
I'm
Quick to
so
forget
good at
everybody else.
I'm
Give
so
yourself
I'm
grace.
so glad you
Very
said
true.
that.
Very true.
That's a lesson that I'm learning every single day.
Hard lesson, man.
Well, I'm not really good at accepting like praise. Like you said, words of affirmation. Shoot, I start crying.
Praise,
Every time
help,
somebody says something
gift.
nice to me, like, I'm really proud of you, I'm like, stop, I can't handle that. But now a friend today said, you have to accept that because the Holy Spirit, God is working through you, and you accept that recognition because you're doing it on behalf of Him. And I was like, well, that makes it easier. It really does.
And when I say grace, sometimes a lot of people take that like, oh, I beat my wife tonight. It's okay.
No,
John,
I know what you
everybody
mean.
makes mistakes.
No,
Give yourself some grace.
Not-
I'm
yeah.
saying grace like, man, I snapped. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have cussed them. Just
Right.
kind of stuff we deal with. I shouldn't have, thought this or just, it's all good, man. You're not perfect, John. Just keep at it and correct it and keep moving forward,
Love it.
man.
I know we got to wrap up. How long have we been going?
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Well, that's
pretty
just
good.
that part. We have a whole nother part. I got to stitch
we'll be
it
able
together.
to stitch. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, what an incredible! It's such a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Thank
thank
you.
you for coming.
Carlos hit
Like-
me up. I said, man, I was waiting on when he was going to ask me.
Dude, I appreciate that approach
Carlos
too.
shining, man.
Yeah. No,
He's
that's-
shining.
that's,
Much respect to the man. You got it. This like I come in here. This is like set up to me. This looks super professional, man. It's looking nice up in here for real.
Appreciate
and
that.
your son doing what
his
he's
boy.
doing.
Dude,
Taking,
he loves it.
taking time out because he's probably like, man, I could be out here riding bikes, hollering at girls, whatever. But he's over here.
No, his girl's upstairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
He has.
She was making
I want
a
to say,
racket.
Brennan has got the greatest girlfriend ever. The way she treats him, she is so sweet. She's the most encouraging person ever. I'm not so encouraging. I'm pretty hardcore, and she just like, Brennan, it's going to be okay. So she's just incredible. But yeah, Brennan ain't hollering at
producing
no other
movies in
women.
a couple years, man.
Bro,
what?
he's good. I got to sit over there for his podcast. Took me a little bit to understand
Yeah.
it, but he does a great
Oh,
job.
I'm
pretty
so
cool.
grateful. I would not want to do this without at least the two of them, because this is, I can have a conversation with anybody, but sharing it with somebody and the success, and it's just incredible to have something to, I don't know, just we celebrate together. You can't celebrate by yourself. You got to do it with other people.
I'll tell you real quick, the best calls I get, and I've had a bunch of them, man, when veterans call me, God, it's the best. They say, hey, John, I'm 100%. Boy, and not saying, but I mean, it changes so much. Because I'm talking a lot of these guys, been homeless or don't have, and they didn't know about it or whatever. And it's like, man, when they get that, it's like, brother, it tears me up because I'm like, it changes. It gives them just the opportunity to live a normal, basic. It's not like you're a millionaire,
Right.
but living normal.
Like
That's
security.
the best call, man.
Yeah.
Security, best call I ever get right there.
Today's
Had
a
few of
great
them.
day. Today is a great
a great
day. I
day.
feel so blessed to have something to give an opportunity for other people to tell their stories.
Yeah, for sure.
And-
It's a blessing to be able to tell it. And plus, Carlos said I can drive his car the next week, so I'm on top.
If you want to ride a motorcycle, I got two in the garage. I sold one. I need to sell
Yeah,
another
you'll
one.
take his because you'd get my car before you got my motorcycle.
that electric bike, dude, all you got is you got the little throttle right. That's all you got to do. The bike's all that clutch and it's, man, that's two.
Yeah.
Let me just sit there and go like this.
You didn't.
I'm
You don't
old,
want to
man.
ride my bikes then.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I'd kill myself.
Well, that's all I got. You got anything else? Have you
man.
forgotten anybody? And I promised, if you forgot anybody, he'll shoot me a
And
text.
remember some of the names because I'm trying to have Sean Smith on. I'm trying to have some of
Sean
those.
Smith,
I'm trying
for
to bring
sure,
some more of those
for
folks
sure.
on for different perspectives.
Family, real quick. Carlos, you guys, your son, everybody I work with, God, mom, dad for real. My dad, crazy, changed his life. Went there for majority of my life, but changed it around. Lived back for Christ. Dad, I used to hate him. Was mad at the abandonment, kind of how I felt in my heart, whatever. But love him, man. Best dad in the world. Sisters, best sisters in the world. Wife. Stepson, daughter, other stepson, JD, my little boy. everybody I work with, and Greg Elmore, everybody, man. Everybody that I talk to, I appreciate you.
They know, even if
They
you
know
didn't.
it, yeah.
That's all. He rattled off a lot of names. So if you
Yeah.
wasn't mentioned, I'm certain
He loved
he's
you
got
too.
you in his heart.
Yeah.
I ain't got anything else.
Yeah. Oh, I was asked really quick, and I did this kind of in part because I knew the story, and I get asked a lot of questions about this hat. So, being that you were dealing dope, I wore one that said Hope Dealer, and I also got this shirt. This is just the front of it, but this is from Twine in Franklin, and people had hit me up for this. That's where you go get your Hope Dealer. I'll put a little thing in there. I'll send it to him. It's Twine in Franklin. Seek good, do good. Hope Dealer, baby.
I like
Let's
that.
go.
Is that a store or is that
It's
a brand?
they do graphics. They've got their Instagram. Look them up.
You bought the hat and you had them imprinted on
No. They sell this hat at their store in Franklin
Okay.
off the square.
Now that
So-
Carlos is involved, this thing's going to blow up. It already is. Just because I would put something out and I didn't care if anybody watched it. I could care less. I was documenting my life and preserving it for great grandchildren in my mind. But Carlos, he's a. It's funny because I come
doing
from
endorsements now.
Well, it's funny because I come from marketing.
We got a few.
Yeah.
I come from marketing, but I don't like to market myself. But Carlos believes in it's a project, and I'm just super grateful you came on, man. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
appreciate y'all, man. For
All right.
sure.
Thank you very much.
We're gonna get some
We
QR
got stickers,
codes.
QR codes, stuff coming.
It makes me nervous how big he's gonna make this dang thing. So
That's right.
I ain't got anything else. Until next time, so long, friends.
Bye, kids.